Confirmed. Audio on. Yes. Brilliant. Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Welcome to tonight's not episode of the Everwind Chronicles. Tonight is a very special one-shot called The Race to New Legacy. And I will be your dungeon master. Hi, I'm Tara, and I'm very nervous. I'm very excited for this one shot tonight. Obviously, as you know, we are a group of friends and storytellers telling you a story through Dungeons and Dragons, which is really fun. Tonight, we have some very special guests playing with us. We have some returning faces and some brand new ones, and I'm really, really, really excited that they will be joining us. I'm also just like, thank you. Thank you all so much for joining me and for trusting me with this story that I wrote. And also for those of you who are watching tonight, I hope you like it. Before we hop into tonight's narrative, I do actually want to have everyone introduce themselves and their characters tonight so that you can get to know everyone. And then we'll hop into the story. So without further ado, if you all can introduce yourselves, that would be great. So, yeah, let's start with top of the tunes, Tiny Tank.
Oh, I gotta go first. I am playing Tiny Tank. He is a stout halfling. He looks very short, very stout, with a shaved head and an eye patch that has fake eyeball in it, like Moody from Harry Potter. It kind of wanders everywhere. He has shoulder pads with giant spikes on them and two giant battle axes strapped to his back.
Ooh, all right, Fran, give it to us.
Yeah.
No. I am ex-Lopi. Currently not in the Feywild. I'm playing Nathan Simpler. He is kind of, well, I said a himbo, but apparently a lot of people don't know what a himbo is, which saddens me. But big guy, he's over 7 foot tall, like 7.3 or something, and he has red head, right? A little different. He has his overall where you can see his beautiful, very muscular structure. You know, the man. No need armor. He just scrumptious, right? He's a Goliath, so he does have those tattoos. They look like tattoos, but they're like birthmark on his skin. Besides that, well, he is a barbarian, and he knows how to drive, apparently. Like, not much happens in this head, but car go neum and hit on it, so work. Good enough.
Alrighty, Cody.
Hello, I'm Cody, and I am playing Pup tonight. She has wild, short green hair. She's a very vibrant character. She's sprightly in form and figure. She's very tiny. She's a human artificer. She specializes in artillery and explosives, as you will see shortly. And she's a little skittish, but she's always wants to do her best, and it doesn't always work out, but she is always willing to give it her best shot. So, yeah, with a little twinkle in her eye. So.
Alrighty, Doug, take us home. You're muted.
Yourself first.
All right. So I am playing Dobber Vivisection Reprobate Greasemonger, who is a human sorcerer who basically but he's an inventor, so he just uses magic to power his inventions. He is just got wild spiked hair with like goggles that that's usually on his forehead, and like little bits of like grease and dirt on him, and he's got a dark trench coat that is in a huge backpack, both of which are just covered in tools and little robots and toys and devices of unknown use, tubes and wires and all kinds of stuff, just all over the place. And he is big brother to Pup, and he is known for being pretty clever in his inventions, but also pretty strange in pretty much everything he does and says.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you for introducing your characters. I'm very excited to get to meet them. Yeah. And I will be playing an NPC that's traveling along with them. I'm playing Baxter, and I'm driving the big rig. So with all that said, let's get started. Welcome to the end. It's been too long since anyone can remember clearly what happened to this land. There are stories from the elders, who heard it from their elders, that this place used to be beautiful. It still is, in a way, but certainly not very inhabitable. Water and oil are the two biggest resources. It's a constant struggle to find anyone who has it, and even harder to find anyone who sells it without owing a debt to the big conglomerates, the factions of berserkers who crave more and more power. Necro and the warheads being the scariest of them all. But there is one resource so prized, so feared, that entire communities have been wiped from existence. Magic. Those who are naturally capable of the arcane, or those who know how to uncover the knowledge, are considered high-value targets. In the wrong hands, magic can be used for untold horrors. But magic requires a wielder, and to wield magic is to toy with your own mortality. It takes a little life to make something of nothing. There aren't that many free towns left for magic users to stay safe. You each have been fortunate enough to find your way to New Legacy, one of the few remaining independent communities in the Outer Wastes. Rose, leader of the town, is a hard-edged woman with a heart that could protect you from any storm. She's had to make some very hard choices to keep the town alive, but sacrificing her people is not one of them. And it's Rose that has you in your current predicament. It's early afternoon in the wasteland. 2 p.m., maybe 3. You meant to get on the road at first light to be at the Wellers before noon, but the rig caught a flat even before you left town. By the time the wheel was patched and the planes were crossed, you are now the last rig in line to collect this month's water rations. With a full tank, it's going to take you at least 4 hours to get back to New Legacy, and you don't want to be out past dark. The sun is still bright, and it's ruthless. The air is dense and still, and you are bored. So currently, Baxter, your driver of the big rig, is leaning over the wheel, grunting to himself, a man of few words but many grunts, and he is just waiting for the rig in front of him to move so that he can pull up. Where are the rest of you lovely people?
I'm probably in the seat right next to Baxter and just like looking at him, looking out the window, looking front, looking at him, looking out, just getting, fidgety.
I will say that there are 2 other cars with us. So we've got Tiny Tank on his war bike, and then we've got the siblings currently in the plow. And both of you have your rigs off to the side right now, and they're getting their tanks filled up with gasoline.
Tiny would definitely just be sitting there polishing his bike and messing with it, making sure everything's all tightened down and sand stuck in places it shouldn't be.
What color is it?
Oh, is purple.
Purple?
Is, yep, very like a dark, good, majestic purple.
You sure you're still sure you don't want it like red? I think it would look good.
Don't talk about my bike. It's purple. I like it.
Well, like red looks better in the desert.
Everything looks better from 7 feet in the air. Not all of us have that point of view.
Well, I mean, most people are a little bit, higher than lower. Saying.
As they're talking, Pup is finally gonna get out from behind the wheel of the plow car and jump a good 5 feet probably off the ground to get to the ground, and she'll see Tiny Tank messing with his bike, and she'll kind of scurry up to him and she'll take a look at it. She's, I really like your bike.
Why is everybody so interested in my bike?
Can I sit on it?
No.
That's kind of
Can I touch it?
Yes.
Okay. And she'll like grab the like handlebar, and she'll quickly like set herself up on the bike.
No. I said you can touch it. Get off of it.
Oh, sorry. I really like it. What's your name again?
Anna.
Tiny.
Time.
Yeah. That's easy to remember.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good.
Yeah. What was your name?
I'm Nathan. Nathan Sunflare. Right? Because when you look at me, you have to look with, the sun and behind is kind of cool, right? That's what Baxter said once, when he talks like 2 sentences a day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I gotta go. Bye. And she'll run back to her plow car.
Tiny quickly
Didn't go
starts
very
scrubbing
far.
everywhere she touched. Fingerprints all over my back.
But you did say yes.
I didn't know she was gonna touch it all over.
Is there a difference
Yes.
between touching and touching over? Just
Yes.
touching.
Now it's got smudge prints all over it.
Yep.
You see Dobber like laying across the top of the car as he's like sketching on what looks like the inside of like a wrapper of some sort, like just making whatever notes about some crazy idea he has as he's just like, why are we waiting so long? I could really do something about all these other cars in line, I mean, listen, I could make a small army of robotic chipmunks, and we go around down the row and we sell them to each of the drivers as toys for themselves or for their children, I mean, and then once we've sold them all and we've made a little bit of money on the side as well, then I activate them and they all hop out and chew up the tires. And once the tires are chewed up and they're immobilized, then Pop blows them all up.
Wow, you're so smart. I love that idea. But we have to be quiet about how good we are at that,
Well, but it's the chipmunks, it's not me.
Oh, well, yeah. Can we keep one for ourselves?
Well, you can keep one.
Okay.
But I really need the rest for lots of violence. That's what chipmunks are for, That's how it used to be in the world before. They were apex predators.
Predators.
With that, you hear up ahead Greco, who is the lead well watcher for the Weller encampment, call out for the next rig to go forward. So now there is one rig in front of your tank to get water. Fortunately, it looks like it's a really tiny tank, like it looks like a personal use tank. So this looks like it's gonna be a really short fill. But you can definitely see Baxter is just, he gets upright drives forward, and then just leans back over again, waiting.
With the tiny time that it took, to just move one forward, Nathan was already, woo! And then stop. And it was over. Tiny, did you understand whatever the one on the top of the flower car said? All I understood was tire and like eating them and like, I don't know if he knows, but you can't eat that. It's pretty tough.
I don't have a damn clue what he was saying, but it sounds like fun. I kind of like it.
I don't like the taste of tire.
Doug, you're muted
That's
again.
2 votes for the Chipmunk Army, yes?
Yes, yes it is.
You just see Baxter slowly turn for a second, just go, no, and then go back to leaning over.
Oh, guys, we wasted a sentence.
Is that really how it works? He just has like an allotted amount.
Yeah,
Sentences.
I counted. I can't count more than this, though.
Ooh.
Good take your shoes off.
Why would I take my shoes off?
Then you could count to 20.
Do you have 10 toes?
I never counted them. I guess so. Do everyone come with 20 toes? Toes? What 20 toes? My shoes are pretty big. Wait. And he's gonna start untying his shoes. His big boots.
All right, wait, you're still in the cab, yeah?
Yep, so like he lifts his, foot on the dash, right? And he's like undoing all of the things that are not really well tied. Yeah.
Baxter just covers his face and keeps it going.
Yeah.
There's no need to show off.
Show off.
Not all of us have all our digits, you know.
But what did you say?
I said not all of us have all our digits.
Digits.
Baxter was
Like
digit-
fingers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can you show me your hand, please? I'm talking to Dobber.
He holds up like kind of dirty like hands and like fingerless gloves.
1, 2, 3, 4. And he's counting with his hand pointing towards you to not forget where he was. Going all the way to 10. Oh, we have the same number. That's good. Why were you complaining then?
Dobber.
I don't really know. I don't really care anymore.
She's like gonna yank on Dobber his shirt and pull him down. Like, these people are not very interesting.
Well, I mean, there's not many like us, you know. It's we just got to make friendly with the peasantry.
Yeah. And she's getting really twitchy and sitting there, and she pulls out this, it looks like a paintball gun, but it's not. It, like, you know the loader on a paintball gun where you can see the paintballs, whatever. There's like this green liquid in it. And she says to Dobber, she says, should I show him my acid spitter?
Ooh. Maybe if he aimed it at the car in front of us.
In that
Speed up the
moment,
process.
At the tire.
the car in front of the tanker actually starts to move, and the driver, hearing you all, gives you all a death stare as he pulls his little mini tanker around, like, and goes about his business.
About time, you snail! Slugs don't belong in the desert.
Baxter pulls up, and Greco, who, for anyone who has been on a water rig, run before, is the probably the Weller that you all know the best. He's also the one who probably is a little bit more heavy-handed with water than anyone else. He tends to go a little over on all the metrics. And so Baxter, knowing Greco, just kind of gives him a nod, and they help get the situation set up so that they can start the water pump. This shouldn't take very long. Fortunately, it's a good hose day, so it looks like there's no stoppage in the water flow. And you would be on the road shortly. And Greco just kind of smiles and waves over at Nathan. Oh,
hello! He's gonna hop off and do a little circle of the tank to be sure that, everything looks like where it belongs, basic inspection.
Roll a perception check for me. Roll the 9. Or an investigation check.
Like I could do any of those. Wait. Oh yeah, I can do a perception one. That's 18.
Everything looks good. Greco knows what he's doing. He set it up nice and great. Everything looks bolted down and tight. There's a little extra like armor padding, especially on the under part of the water tanker that was welded probably some years ago, designed to kind of help mitigate any sort of like rock kick up to cause any holes in the bottom. So, but everything looks great, looks solid. Everything looks soldered in well. No problems here. Greco is just politely conversing with Baxter, who just periodically nods and grunts. But just kind of, Greco's just talking about kind of the news of the day, what's happening in town. And I was talking to what's his name? Sprite. I was talking to Sprite, and he said that them warmonger folks, the warheads, they've been stretching out past their borders pretty recently. It was pretty scary. 2 of them came in, which caused a little bit of problems for the conglomerates, but otherwise I think they're just itching to, find new territory. So you just definitely better be careful out there, because those guys are wild.
Well, not everyone can be quite so normal and peaceful as we are.
Got that right. With my eye just starts wandering around.
What? Because
Yep.
they didn't have enough space? Is that what you're saying?
He just quietly pats you on the hand. Yep, Nathan, that's exactly what happened. They were running out of space and was looking for more of it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could I do a perimeter check on? There was a guy that gave us the stink eye. Is there anyone else eyeballing us or people around that aren't
Please
in
do
the
a
car?
perception check. Yeah, please do a perception check for us.
That's a natural 20 minus 1.
Hey, okay.
Natural 20.
Okay.
So
All right, we're
early.
starting strong with these rolls. Well, it's definitely, there's people who are looking over and just monitoring anybody who is hooking up to the wells. Definitely anybody who is native to the Weller outpost. They're all very observant of how the well is being, managed, who's coming in, who's coming out. There's 2 guards at the entrance, because it's kind of like a gated community to get in. They're monitoring, they can see that they're watching. They're not focusing on you. They're just kind of alert and aware. There is one guy that's kind of towards the back of kind of what would be like the cantina around here, that seems to be looking at you all periodically, but he's mostly eyeing the bike, the purple bike, than anything else. Not at you particularly, but definitely.
How far away is he from me?
Probably 100 feet.
Okay, I'm gonna skip my way over to that guy.
He just watches you skip forward with his drink. Just,
Hello,
huh?
what you doing?
Drinking.
Do you have anything for anybody else?
You mean, do I have someone I'm sitting with?
I mean, are you sharing?
No.
Oh. Were you looking at that bike over there? Do you like
Maybe.
it? It's really
nice.
pretty.
Purple's my favorite color.
Really, me too.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's just I've never seen a bike that well kept. And usually they're looking pretty rough out here in these parts. But
Yeah, he wouldn't let me sit on it. But maybe he'll let you sit on it.
thank you for that generous kindness that you have bestowed to me from another. My name is Pryor. Yep, that's my name.
It's nice to meet you, Pryor. Do you have a motorbike?
I do not have a motorbike.
While I'm talking to him, can I just like quickly shift my eyes to see like behind whatever the cantina setup is here? See if he has anything within sight.
Sure, roll me another perception check.
Okay. Dang it. Okay, well, I got another natural 20. I'm not, but it's still a -1.
By the way, I'm keeping like a definite eye on her as this is happening, like from a distance. But
what? Sorry, what did you roll again, Cody?
I rolled another natural 20, -1.
Jesus.
Jeez Louise. What is it? Your magic dice? Definitely, he's got like a general like a day pack. So he's got a rifle with some additional ammunition. It looks like he's got some food, like some ration food, and then it looks like he bought some stuff to add to his pack. Canister of water, like a blanket, like just some like really like a pack of basic stuff. Nothing particularly fancy. Looks like he has some sort of like woven bracelet on his wrist. And you can see he has keys on his pack that look like keys to like a small like a coupe, like a tiny car. But that's about it. That's all about how he has.
And most of it is like on his person.
Yeah, it's on his backpack. It's like it's in his pack right now, and his pack is like sitting like next to him.
Okay. Then I'll look at him and I'll say, "Okay, bye." And she'll turn around and leave.
as you do, like as you turn, you see like next to you, kind of like hopping up to you, is like a little motorized, what looks like a stuffed rabbit with the ears cut off, and like on the across the front is written chipmunk. And it just stops in front of you.
In front of me?
Yeah.
Oh, you're coming with me. And she'll like scurry up to the rest of the group.
And at this point,
you're supposed to sell it to the... fine.
You said we could keep one.
I can make another. What if we need to eat his tires? I don't think old bad Bax over here is going to do it.
Baxter just grunts again.
Well, maybe I stand corrected, but perhaps Baxter really likes tires.
And you see him for the first time, like, take a deep breath for, like, a big sentence. Well, I like when they're patched. And then he goes back to just listening to Greco talk. And and so that's just kind of been the gist of what's been going on around here. Hope you all are staying safe out there in the outer. I'm just getting a little worried. The storms are coming in a little sooner than they used to, so I definitely recommend, if you haven't gotten yourself pulled together to head out, that as soon as this water's full, that you head on out before it gets dark. Okay, kids?
Yep.
Crap. We filled up here, right, with gas?
Pardon?
We fill up with fuel while we were here?
Yeah, so you've gotten topped. So generally how it works is you have enough gas to get there and back, but you top off when you get here just to make sure that you've got a little extra on the way back. But you don't get a full tank for it because that's expensive. You basically have enough rationed out to back.
shit, I forgot that one of his battle axes, which isn't really, they look like battle axes, but they're kind of just welded rust, like in all different places and like different pieces of metal. And one of them has like a cylinder tube on it. You can see a cable running down towards the handle, and he usually keeps that filled with gas. And so it's not motorized; it just holds gas. And
Basically like a wick.
well, no, because it's got flint on the axe, so basically he can pull and like throw gas at people and then light things on fire with his axe.
You probably have about a quarter full of gas in this shindig. You probably have enough for a couple strikes before you burn out all the fuel. But at this point, Greco is unhooking the turner. He's getting things pulled away. He passes off the piece of paper that like annotates the receipt of purchase and all that, and the tax liability that's necessary for the conglomerate, because there is a conglomerate that owns this particular well water station. And he kind of gives a wink, like, I added an extra 3 gallons in this time.
As he's like trying to write the receipt and everything, I basically get behind him and start rubbing his shoulders. I'm like, Greco, you living super soaker. Listen, you seem stressed. I just thought you might like a massage. And I get like kind of close to his ear, and I'm like, that bloke about 100 feet back, have you ever seen him before?
Thank you. Yeah, I've seen him here every once in a while. He comes through and gets a little bit of water, just like a couple hand canisters of water.
What's his name?
Oh, I don't think I've ever actually asked, to be honest with you. Generally, he's going to the hand pump station, and I don't run the hand pump station, so I haven't actually written up a receipt for him yet.
Well, that's disappointing. Does he ever cause trouble? Is he associated with anyone?
I don't
Let me put it
believe
this
so.
way. If something horrible were to happen to him, would anybody come looking for me?
I don't know, is the best answer that I can give you.
Well, fine. Thank you. And listen, if the storms and warmongers and everything else, gets a little too much, and he pulls out like what looks like a little doll that's like half chipped like face, and just like this horrible like worn dress, and like if it gets too much for you, just pull the string on the back and think of me. I walk away.
He just very uncomfortably gently places this doll like on like the little like sill where like all the like receipt papers are, and just like gently puts it there. He just like doesn't look at it again. He finishes up the receipt with Baxter, and he just says, just give Rose my love, will you? I haven't seen her in a while. And Baxter just kind of grunts again, and you can hear him rev the engine to the tanker. And he just looks to everyone to make sure that they're getting into their vehicles.
Dad, Baxter, are we going? Can we go now? We're going? Yeah. Let's go, everyone. We're leaving.
You can see him just kind of take the wheel and rotate it and get the tanker set up, because you'll have to do the checkpoint on the way out of the gate. And so he's got the receipt ready to show the checkout.
I do want to keep an eye on that guy, like
the guy that I talked to.
He's still sitting there drinking his whatever he's drinking.
As I get into the car, I try to make eye contact with him, and just like
you can see he's visibly uncomfortable.
I would be too, not gonna lie.
Oh, he starts to look around like maybe he isn't the target, and then when he sees that he's the only one in sight, he just like covers his face with his drink and like tries not to make any more eye contact with any of you.
I definitely hold that eye contact for like 5 more seconds before getting into the car.
No.
right. So getting into the car. Currently, we've got Baxter driving the big water truck. We have Tiny Tank is driving his beautiful purple bike. And then we have Pup currently in the driver's seat of the plow car. Is that correct?
Can I do something before I hop in?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm just, after I leave that prior guy, I'm gonna run back up to the motorbike and Tiny, I'm gonna run back up to him. Say, hey, so his name's Pryor. He really likes your bike, obviously. Purple's his favorite color, so is mine. But I told him that maybe you would let him ride the bike, but I didn't have high hopes for that because you didn't let me ride the bike. So if he gets angry and she's wearing like a white hoodie with the sleeves cut off, and she's wearing like a Lakers sleeveless like jersey over it, and she takes off her basketball jersey. And does Tiny have like a shield of any sort, or he just has weapons?
Yep, just weapons.
Okay. Then he uses two pretty much all the time?
Yeah.
Okay. Then she's gonna is Nathan still out there?
Out where?
Out, like not in the car?
Yeah, if we're still like loading water in the tank while everything is happening, yeah, he's outside just like, it's a good
Okay.
day, it's very sunny.
She kind of like, he's a barbarian, so he doesn't have like a shield or anything, right? He just has like one weapon, one wrench, right?
You got one big ass wrench.
Okay. Okay.
And like, guns out. That's it.
She's gonna like stop mid-sentence with Tiny and then focus all of her attention on Nathan's wrench. And she's gonna take off her jersey, and she's gonna she's not gonna take it from him. She probably couldn't even pick up the wrench, but she's gonna start like wiping the wrench with her jersey, and she's like, just act natural. And she is going to magically imbue your weapon with, let's see, I can imbue a weapon, or I can infuse an item, and I'm going to infuse it with enhanced defense. So you gain a +1 to your armor class while you, or I guess it says while wearing armor or wielding shield. So I don't know if it would be like wielding any sort of item, but she's gonna do that. So I'll let you decide if it works.
It will be up to DM to decide if I can use it.
Listen, I'm all for the rule of cool. If you want to flavor it and make it extra, go for it. I'm here for it.
Cool. So enhance strength, you said, defense.
As long as you wield it, you get a +1 to your AC.
If using weapon.
Nice.
Just in case they get mad. Okay, bye.
I'm not mad.
She's gone. She's in the car.
Very confused, visibly just like, do not get it.
Baxter leans out of the window and just grunts at you to get in the car.
Oh, I'm coming.
Alrighty. Any last moments you want to have in the Wellers?
I think we're good.
Okay, Baxter revs that truck engine again. He gets the clear from the gates, and you are on the road. It is now getting on to like almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, as best as the sun can be a read of time. You know it's a 4-hour drive to get back to New Legacy. It is summer, so the days are longer, but it will be close to dusk by the time you get back into town to get the tank hooked up for the town. First hour on the road, you do hit a weird pothole on the road, and I need everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw on your rig. You would just use your dex modifier for that.
Is it I roll or is it Baxter that rolls?
Baxter will roll because Baxter's driving.
Oh, so just the driver?
Just the driver.
Okay.
You got a 5.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Ha! So Tiny got 23.
Damn.
Rolled a 19. No, sorry, 22.
Baxter got a 10. So Pup, your push your plow car, kind of you hear like kugunk as you hit that pothole, and you can suddenly feel that the wheel is shaking a little bit. It's not quite as steady as it was before. It's kind of like trembling in your hands.
Oh, you gotta drive straight.
Oh, sorry. I it's kind of heavy, you know. I mean, my little arms, I don't really.
And you hear on you have this like little like metal piece on the dashboard. You hear a like click noise kick in, and you can hear Baxter's voice through it. He goes, "You okay, Pup?"
Hello?
Pick up the receiver.
She picks it up. Baxter?
Yep.
Yeah, we're fine. I don't know what happened. I think Dobber did something. I don't know.
Dobber, you okay?
And I think my sister's might be a little drunk. Like she's just swerving a little bit here and there.
No, I don't drink.
I didn't even give her anything this time.
I think it was the chipmunk. Okay, bye!
Okay. He just puts the receiver back down and he just looks at Nathan for a second like, ugh.
Nathan's looking out the window a little bit like a dog, right? But like not completely out because he's done this before, and in the sand with everything, like it's not good. The mouth, everything goes really, really dry. So he stays in, but he's like, that rock was very nice.
Baxter just shakes his head and keeps back to the rig. You all continue forward again. Pup, the steering wheel is just still rattling. This is now the new driving experience of this car. It's just dealing with a kind of a rattling steering wheel. It's now towards like 5:30-ish. And you get to it's like a divot. You're starting to get more towards the canyon areas, since New Legacy is kind of built into a canyon. So you're kind of getting your first like outer edge of the canyons from the main plains and sand. And you have to deal with this kind of first divot. You all know that this is just kind of like, it's like one of those like landmarks. Like you kind of know, like once you hit this point, you kind of have a good sense of how much time you have left. However, when you get to this divot, there is it looks like some sort of like rock, like small rock slide that occurred probably sometime after you had passed through it on the way in, and it's currently preventing the tanker from being able to get through. There's another little pass that comes along. It splits off into like a little fork and then comes back to center again. The bike could totally get around to the other side, but neither the tanker nor the plow car could like get through on that side. You'd have to remove the rubble in order to get the tanker through.
It's basically a bulldozer.
Plow car for nothing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Like as we're approaching, like we see it in the distance, Nathan's already like hanging out the door, right? It's still moving, and he's like holding, like the big trucks, right? It's a little bit like that, the tanker.
Yeah, it's a big
holding from the side. It's like,
holding from the side. It's like,
like,
it's a big like.
Like, 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 That Baxter, there's rocks in the road.
He just grunts like his approval for thank you for letting him know. So he's starting to slow down. Yeah, so if you want a plow car wants to move, I will need you to make a strength roll
For the car.
for the car. Yes.
Baxter, here's on the receiver. I got it. Back up. Oh my gosh, +4. Okay. Ooh, 19's a 23.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Yeah. No, you easily push that rubble aside. It just moves out of your way, and you all keep rolling through.
Nice job. It's pretty neat.
Nice work. Yeah. However, you immediately come across another, looks like rock slide. This one looks really like big. Like this isn't like some debris. This is like boulders that are now like in the way. And again, there's another little pass that can go around. Like a lot of these, the way that they were like old rivers, a lot of them have like a main and then like a little estuary, little bit coming off the edge. Again, the bike could get around, but neither the tanker nor the plow would be able to go through that little side estuary bit.
Can I try to move it?
The big boulder?
Yep.
If you want to get out of the rig and move it with your hands, go
Yeah,
for
I'm
it.
already half out the rig, right? When we get there, we have to stop, right? That's what we
Yeah,
do.
you have to stop, and then the plow car has to
we
get itself
saw it,
set up
I'm
and
just
situated.
like, I'm gonna turn and look at a couple angle, and then I'm gonna just like try to push it on the side.
So as he does that, I'm gonna step out, and from the back, like basically strapped to the back of my backpack, I take out this kind of large drone, and I activate it and set it in motion to get right behind him, and then it like basically tilts, and I'm basically casting gust to try and add a burst of wind as he's pushing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, then Nathan can roll with would you roll something for gust as well as whatever Nathan rolls, or would this give Nathan advantage?
Technically, it's like for a medium or smaller creature, they make a strength saving throw or be pushed 5 feet. In this case, like, it might be an advantage situation, or
I would say
just however you
just
decide.
because
Or
yeah,
lower
just because
the DC.
the density of the boulder, I'm going to lower the DC on. So Nathan, would you please roll a strength check for me?
Is it an athletic or just strength?
I would say just strength for this one.
Let's hope. It's a nat 20 plus 4,
Yes.
24.
Nice.
Also,
Honestly,
just for
y'all are
flavor,
insane.
Goliath can carry and push as a large creature things, right? Because it's a tall boy.
Yeah, because big boy. So like you get one of these big boulders and you just like it just
Like
it
okay,
lifts in a way.
Oh my gosh.
Lift with your legs, not with your back.
And Nathan is able to quickly move this first big boulder out of the way, no problem. There's still one big boulder left. That's kind of like wedged in there with it. But otherwise, that person's gone.
I can do it. And I would like to go over and try to pick up the other boulder.
Please give me a strength check.
Woo!
Oh, that's not good. That's an
And
Oh,
so
no.
cantrips are 1 HP.
No, cantrips don't cost you HP. Spell slots
Okay.
cost you HP.
Well, then I'll help him too with the drone blowing.
Well, good, because he rolled a 12.
Cool. Yep. Tiny feels the ever so slight like shift, but that shift might have been his lower back. So
It's a little heavier than it looks.
yeah, no movement of the second big boulder.
You need help.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to try to move that second boulder.
Yeah. So he's always like, okay, remember, with the legs, not with the back. And we're not performing miracles tonight because that's a 6. That was a miracle. That was a miracle. Now nothing else.
You watch Nathan set up perfectly, just like that first lift that looked effortless, and you literally watch Nathan like get underneath, and both of Nathan's feet slip from underneath him, and he just like eats it right on the stone. Like his face just goes pop right on the stone when he slips into it.
Oh.
So I'm going to take out what looks like a long rope, basically, that's been wrapped in wire, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna like basically whip it out around, like trying to aim it, like wrap it around the top of the boulder.
Mhm.
This is technically using lightning lure, but it's basically a lash, and so I'm gonna like kind of I imagine the plow has like, you know, like those teeth sticking up or whatever. I'm gonna wrap it around the other side around the teeth to give it like leverage, like as I get on top of the hood, and then I'm gonna tell Pup, all right, back it up.
I mean, okay, I just feel like the plow car could do it if Nathan can, but okay.
All right, if you can do a strength check for the plow car, please. And if I could have Tiny roll a perception check for me. What was the strength check for Cody? For the car.
I'm sorry. Are we doing the car or is?
Yeah, Dobber had it wound up on the tanker, the plow to pull back.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's a +4, so 17.
All right, it's a little. It's definitely like the wheels are spinning a little bit. Like it's heavy, but it's slowly able to start dragging it out of the way for the tanker. But it definitely takes a little bit longer than just when Nathan just lifted, because it is kind of like dragging a little bit to get out.
Perception was 11.
All right, cool. Then yeah, the both of the stones have been cleared. However, Nathan, what is your armor class?
My AC is 14. Plus the 1
cool.
if I have my wrench, but I don't have my wrench right now.
Then you suddenly feel something hit your shoulder. And you look down and it looks like a small bolt is currently in your shoulder. And I need everyone to roll initiative.
That's not supposed to be there.
Not yet, because your most perceptive person didn't see anything.
How would I? I'm the most perceptive.
Because you have the highest perception.
That's your fault for having good stats.
If I could have good rolls, it might make a difference.
I rolled a 7.
Right, so give me just 1 second, because I need to learn how to use this system.
Wait, Tiny, what's your passive perception?
Probably higher than what I rolled. Yeah, passive's 15.
I'm at passive 14.
But it depends on what side of me you're standing on.
Yeah, that's true. I said sun flares. No.
By the way, that's a fantastic push-up joke, and I'm mad that I didn't get it until you explained it. I was like, well done.
To be truth, I didn't think about it until it was after I said it. And I was like, wait, it works. Everything works. Everything's fine. I'm listening to it like Mad Max playlist. They're pretty good.
Are his tattoos in common sand?
Nope. No.
Alrighty.
Imagine.
So if I can have 20 to 25, 15 to 20,
19.
16.
19 for Dobber,
Mhm.
and 16 for Pup.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say? 10 to 15, 15, 10 to 5.
6, 7. No, 7. Yeah, 7 as well.
7.
It was 6 plus 1. Yeah.
And Tiny Tank,
10.
10. Alrighty. I'm nervous, but I'm running an encounter. Woo! Alrighty, so out of the gate, you see up ahead, kind of like in the bright sun, you see this little shadow like cut through the sky. And as you get a closer look, you can see that it is somebody on a little like wing glider currently overhead. And for those of you who have spent any time in the outer wastes, you know that this is a band of scuttles, which are kind of a group of nomadic outer waste people who tend to be just kind of like scavengers and will do what they can. However, there is some rumors around them as people that they might be cannibalistic, but there's been no confirmation of that being true. However, there aren't that many people hanging out with scuttles to be able to tell you otherwise. Anyway, the one who hit Nathan turns around, and you can see that they've got these like little like crossbow looking things as he's flying overhead, and he takes another shot at I believe, hold on, let me pull up the battle map and get everyone situated. So if you're all are in roll 20, you'll be able to see what's going on here. And I will move this guy. Oh, there's so many things to do. How do you do all of this? You can see a guy flying overhead, and I do want to make sure that everyone is set up where they were. Nathan was over moving the stones. Pup was still in the car, pulling the other stone back. You were on top of the hood of your car. And you were by your bike, or you were off your bike at this point?
I was off of it. Probably limping around.
Where would you like me to put you?
That's near my bike's fine. Right where I'm at is good.
Okay. All right. And I will have you all set up like that. And this is the dude who's currently flying over, kind of gliding over. And he is going to take a shot at Tiny, since he's the closest in range. And that is going to be a 12 to hit.
That does not hit.
Perfect. Then you just see that, and you're able to kind of just skirt out of the way in time to avoid getting hit. So that is that. Dobber, you are up first.
What is the wing? What do the wings seem to be made out of?
It looks like some sort of hide of some type.
Okay.
Maybe some sort of like either aluminum and hide or wood and hide. It's hard to tell what the frame is from this angle, but it definitely looks like some sort of flexible material is the gliding wing element.
And how far are they?
They're probably about 30 feet up in the air right now, but you can start to see that they're descending just a little bit, because you can see that it's not like actual flight, it's more like gliders.
Okay.
So you can see it's like gliding up and then kind of slowly descending down. It looks like they jumped off of this ridge over here, and that ridge is about 30 feet up.
Okay.
And the ridge on the other side as well is also 30 feet. So it's kind of like a little 30-foot like mini canyon that you were going through.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna push up the sleeve of my trench coat, revealing what's basically like this metal contraption that I then aim and hit the button, and it's basically like a little catapult that fires and it ignites, like basically sending this flaming ball of like napalm almost, basically casting fireball.
Nice.
That's a 12.
Just misses.
Well, I guess. Yeah. I guess I'll. Can I, if I duck down behind the car, can I get like cover of some kind?
Yeah, you could probably get partial cover.
From that guy,
especially as the glider's starting to descend, you'll probably start to get partial to 3/4 cover as he's slowly coming down.
Okay.
But for anybody else who would be like higher up in the air, you wouldn't have the same coverage from. But he's gliding down.
I'll do that for now.
Okay, cool. Is that end your turn?
Yeah, and I just, as I do that, as I like duck behind the car, I just shout, "If you could see my diet, you wouldn't want to eat me."
All right, excellent. All right, so from the same side that you saw that glider kind of appear, you see something new and altogether terrifying join you on the battlefield. If I can get it to show up on your layer. Yeah, so you suddenly see what scuttles are known for. They ride these weird millipede creatures from the deep desert. And you see a rider and his little millipede show up on the top of the ridge. And the rider is going to take his millipede and move. So the millipede is going to climb down this 30-foot embankment. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he's going to hang out right here in the middle of your way. And you see him with like a little like metal, like jagged piece, definitely like probably just taken off some sort of like car or something and like fashioned into get a makeshift like sword, like just screaming at you while he's on his little millipede friend. And that is his turn.
As a side note, I moved, like I moved behind Pup, basically, like behind the car.
Cool, great, excellent. Yeah. Thank you. And then on the other side, on his turn, you see another creepy millipede dude appear with his rider. So I'm going to move that to the token. It's so many layers to keep track of. And you see he 5, 10, 20, 30 moves forward up here and is currently staring down Nathan, being very creepy, with his own little makeshift scary little sword thing, and just hooting and hollering. And that is all he can do. So, Pup, you are up.
Okay. So she's still in the car, but she sees that it's going down. And so you said there's a place for us to like go up on top of the car from the inside? Or we have to go?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you can kind of like pop up through and get up.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna pop her head out and see what's going on. And she's gonna like shuffle up on top of the car. And she pulls out in her backpack, you guys have already noticed, but like it is loaded with all sorts of stuff. She pulls out this like almost tripod looking thing. She like quickly sets it up. And as my action, I'm going to create my Eldritch Cannon. And it's a force ballista. And can fire on a bonus action. So I'm just going to go ahead and fire that thing.
Okay.
So I would like to fire it. The range is like 120 feet. Yeah, 120 feet. Okay, so she's going to set it up on top of the plow car and she's going to aim it at... No one's been hurt yet, right?
Just Nathan.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna spell a little.
Okay, I'm going to aim it at the rider on the leftmost side. The guy that just came up to us.
That's
charging. Yeah, that's charging Nathan and shoot it at him.
Okay.
Let's see. Range filter. I guess I should choose my spell. Where do you find on D&D Beyond your like spell? Your spell attack. Okay, got it. +7.
Yeah, it should be in the middle of those 3 numbers in spells.
Okay, so it's an 18.
Oh, that hits. On the rider? Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Yes. Okay. And that's 2d8 force damage, and it pushes him 5 feet.
You said how much damage?
2d8, so that's 10 damage. And he gets pushed 5 feet away from the cannon.
I will say that you kill him instantly.
Okay.
He is a weak little thing, and you just demolished him.
And you just hear a little cackle like, okay.
Yeah, he gets flown back and just absolutely just instantly eats it. Okay. There is nothing left of this person.
And I will say, just for next round, my turret has legs, so it can move on the bonus action, but I'm keeping it right there. And I'm ducking in.
Noted. Yeah. Woo! First kill on the top.
Nice job.
That was excellent. Great. So the Carrion just went. You just killed that guy. On deck is him. All right. So you all see coming out of the woodwork another one of these flying guys come out a little further out and flies out to about here and shoots an attack at Nathan again, since he is standing out there flapping in the breeze. Oh, well, I don't roll well now, apparently. That is a 7 to hit.
Nope.
So, yep, this goes past and just zoop, right past you. Just shoots wide and completely misses you. Tiny Tank, you are up.
Alright, so I'm useless against the things that are in the air. So I'm going to run at the big... Once the rider was off, does the critter thing look like it's angry? It's still going to attack?
It's definitely looking a little like frazzled and freaked out. But it hasn't it doesn't look like it doesn't want to still attack. It's just looking more like desperately looking around.
Got you. All right, well then I'm just going to run straight at it and take some swings.
Okie dokie.
I am going to swing with my other axe, not my one with the tank on it. But I don't quite know how to flavor this one. But basically, it's got a big battery on it and it's electrical. And I will take a swing, which is a 15 to hit.
Ooh, okay. And that was on the skittery dude?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, give me just 1 second to pull up all of my 1,001 things that I'm staring at. So that would be the crawler. And you said it was a 15 that you hit?
Correct.
That hits.
All right. So as it swings down and hits him, it releases an electric charge, sticks to him.
Ooh.
Hold on. I want to make sure I'm doing this right because that's a weird spell. Well, cantrip. But it's basically a booming blade. So I do regular damage, and if he willingly moves on his turn, he takes another additional 1d8 damage.
Okay. All right, so how much damage was that to start with?
That is 1d8 plus 4. That's 9 damage.
Oh no, what happened? Kobold just disappeared on me.
Oh.
all of my rolls just disappeared. All right, we're doing it paper route. Hold on, give me just 1 second.
Hell yeah, pen and paper.
Listen, we're gonna make it work. Okay. I don't have anybody's rolls anymore. So if you remember what order you were in, that would be great.
7.
19.
16.
And
So who went first in the initiative order?
Dobber.
I think the bad guys.
Well,
Yeah.
of y'all.
Me.
Right. Dobber went first. Then it was the second carry. And then it was who went after that? It was Pup. Was the next one in line for y'all?
then Tiny.
And then Tiny. And then last on the list was gonna be Nathan. Cool, great. I love this. We're playing on the fly. It's fine.
Yeah,
right.
let's go.
And then you said how many points of damage was that for the carrion?
It was 9 points. I'm
And then you said
I'm gonna swing my other axe.
alrighty.
And that one is. That one hits. It's 18 plus 7.
Jesus.
That hits. And it's the same crawler again?
Yeah, same crawler. That's 7 damage.
Alrighty. And then you said if it moves, it takes how much additional damage?
1d8.
And that's lightning?
Correct. Well, booming blade. Yes, lightning.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Perfect. And then the flying guy showed up after. Just gonna kind of make this up as we go. Excellent. All right, cool. Then damn. Let us then. Is that everything for your
Yeah,
turn?
that's it. I'm just gonna
Alright,
hang
cool.
out with him.
Then that is going to put Nathan up on deck.
Question. How far
Mhm.
up is that guy here?
Gliding in, he's probably about 25 feet in the air.
And if I go up there, how high is that?
The ridge is up. The ridge goes up 30 feet from this like early point. You're probably looking at like a 15-foot incline, and then it goes up to 30 feet like pretty quickly.
Here? So like if I climb there, it takes how much of my movement? Climbing
It's
doesn't
15
take
feet.
much more of me because I have athletic as a feat.
Yeah, then it would just be 15 feet of movement.
15, and then
15,
there's
yeah.
a brawler there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't work with what I wanted to do. How high is that boulder?
Probably like a 5-foot boulder.
I don't know if this is working. I think I'm gonna go with my first thought then. We're gonna see him schedule in the rig, right? And he's gonna pull out some of those very long metal tubes that he's gonna, like, you know, you have the, because it's like, oh, I can weld that on the road or whatever if I need it. You know, he just has that, and he's gonna use it like a javelin and just yeet it at the guy that is in the air here.
Okay.
I have javelins, and I was like, how am I gonna? Yup, tubes. It's gonna work. And he's just gonna and send one.
So that would be it's 25 feet up.
It has a
What is the what's the distance?
30 feet to 120 for the longest.
You're gonna be just out of 30-foot range
If you want
from
me
that
to get-
angle.
If you want me,
If you want to get
just a
directly underneath him and throw up, that's 25 feet. But like if you're throwing from this angle, it's just like it's like 35 feet.
Oh, I'm gonna step up one, right? One
Okay.
cause. What's the fucking name in English? I don't know anymore. English is not first.
English is hard.
Yeah.
Like a block.
Yeah, I'll get a little bit closer. And you know, he brought like 4 under his arm, kind of just took one, dropped the rest.
Alright.
He's gonna, alright, let's go. And he's gonna yeet one.
Alrighty.
Javelin. 17 plus 7
That hits.
does the math. Then it's 1d6 plus 4. It's Cap 7. Piercing damage. The first javelin.
Immediately, that takes him out.
So like, you know,
They have very
throw
few hit
the
points.
tube, and like instead of going true or whatever, it just brings the whole thing down, right?
Yeah, though, like the person who's flying, everything just goes, boom, just instantly, just like collapses to the ground.
And I think with that, I can also use a second attack because barbarian.
Hmm.
I think that's it, right? Inventory? Nope, not that. Features and traits.
It should say how many actions
Extra
you have.
attack. You
and-
can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Then you get a second attack.
Then I grab another of the tubes. And I use how much movement? I use...
You only use like
5?
5-10 feet of movement. Yeah, you didn't use much.
I'm gonna climb up the thing
Okay.
and then shoot at him
Okay.
with the same shebang. That is 10 plus 7, 17 to hit.
That hits.
Yay! And then d6 plus 4. Same thing, 7!
You take this guy out too.
You see that, Baxter?
Baxter's just over there, like, getting his brass knuckles on, like, if anyone gets too close to the rig. He's just kind of, like, getting ready. Which is, in fact, Baxter's turn, because he is the last in the lineup. And you just see him just kind of, like, open the door on his side and kind of step on the, like, step up to get into it. And you see him just kind of crack his knuckles, and he just holds his action. If anyone tries to get anywhere near this rig, he's gonna go. But he's just staying put for now. Cool. So that puts us back to the top of initiative in the best initiative that I can remember. However, both of my flying guys are gone. So I will move to the first. Yes.
Question, Liam. I did take hit, but you never told me how much damage I took.
Oh, sorry. That was 100%.
Because there is still a bolt in my shoulder, and he
There is
he
100%
didn't. He was just
a
like,
bolt in
"That's
your
not
shoulder."
supposed to be there," but completely ignored it. You know.
Yeah. That was 6 points of piercing damage.
How does that work for damage in there? I just write 6 and
Yeah, you should see a little like block where you can
Right.
manage your damage. And you
I'm an
put 6.
IT person now.
Yeah, you are. I'm proud of you. All right, so we're gonna be back at the top of the initiative order. Our carrion, our creepy crawler friend with the rider, is going to move forward towards Nathan, who attacked the friend of theirs. And the creepy crawler is going to get 2 attacks on Nathan.
I'm sorry.
And this is going to be a multi-attack with a bite and a like claw pincher thing. So the first attack is going to be a 10 to hit, and that's with the teeth. Cool. Then the second attack is going to be 16 with its claw.
Yay.
Okay, then that is going to be... Yeah. That is going to be 7 points of piercing damage.
7, no.
And that is everything on its attack. The rider is also going to take an attack on you, and is going to swing their creepy little sword thing at you.
Everyone is mean.
And that is going to be a 14 to hit.
It's my AC. It hits.
Right. That's going to be only 2 points of damage. Because apparently I can't roll.
We're at the beginning of the day. We're at the beginning of the day.
And that is their turn. So Dobber, you are up.
All right. Move and ruin my plan. So,
Sorry.
no, not you. The
I'm not sorry.
Let's do. Did the big bug things attack?
Yep.
The first one did. Yeah.
Did they what damage do they do?
They do bite and claw.
Okay. So let's see. I'm going to hit the one by Tiny.
Okay. Are you staying where you are? Or are you moving up?
I'm going to stay where I am, but I'm basically going to rip off like what looks like almost looks like a paint can that's been rigged with some sort of device. And I rip out the pin and throw it, and as it goes, it explodes into basically liquid nitrogen as I'm casting frostbite on it.
Nice.
So the target needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. Okay. Con save is 9.
It's a fail.
Oh no!
You take 2d6 cold damage and have disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
So how much
What the
damage?
shit, man? I'm standing right next to this thing.
I'm helping you out, you stupid Oompa Loompa.
My God. How much damage was that for the
6 damage.
6 damage? Alright. Coolly. Great. And then you said it has disadvantage on its next attack?
Yep.
Alright. Great, because it is now its turn. Unless there's anything else that you need to do before.
No.
Alright. Then the creepy crawler is going to attack Tiny, since Tiny is right there. And with disadvantage, that's going to be... Is it disadvantage on just one attack, or is it disadvantage on both attacks?
It is. I believe it's just
attacks.
the next attack.
Cool. Then
the
that
next
is
attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. So the first one would have disadvantage.
Which is nice because that was its bite attack. So with disadvantage, it's an 11 to hit.
It's a miss.
See?
Then, Jesus, I can't roll anything. Why is it that Asura rolls well and I can't roll squat? That is going to be, for the second attack, that is a 12 to hit.
It's also a no.
Well, poor little guy without his rider is like, and he just doesn't know what to do with himself. He's just lashing out at anyone who will listen. And that's all he can do. So that is going to be Pup.
Okay, so she's gonna pop her head back out and see what's going on. And as her bonus action, she's gonna fire her cannon at there's still a rider, right? Like, right?
Yeah, there's still a rider
Karen.
on the one that's going after Nathan. Yep.
Yeah, she's going to fire at that guy. That's only a 13.
That is the armor class, so that hits.
Nice. Okay. Yay. It's not great damage. So 6 damage from that guy.
He is still up. Looks like death is just waiting.
Okay, and Pup will kind of look like, what? He didn't die? And then she's gonna pull out her backpack. She just holds this grenade. She looks at it for a second. She pulls the pin and she chucks it at the guy. And she's gonna use that to cast Firebolt.
Was your first attack a spell as well?
So the cannon is my bonus action.
Okay.
Or can I not do?
So you can only use one spell.
Okay.
So either
Then
an action or a bonus action as a spell.
I think Artificers, it's not casting a spell for the device that's already set up. I could be wrong.
I'll believe you, Doug, because I've never played with an Artificer before.
I'm still, yeah, I don't know. I'm still learning.
If it's already built and established and ready to go, then I would say then it's just like using an item, correct?
Yeah. You can have only one turn.
Yeah, because she's not using a spell slot or anything like that. She's just setting up the device, and then it's
Cool.
a bonus action to like use it.
Great.
Kinda like
then yes,
Rangers with its pet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. I like learn. I'm learning so much tonight, everyone.
Yeah. It
Yes,
doesn't.
then yes,
it doesn't
absolutely.
say.
Yeah. Then you were
Artificers are
good.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
it's
is a
kind
real
of
dope.
cracked, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, so I will use a grenade to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
Try to finish him. Oh no, but I only rolled a 3, so that's a 10 total.
That's a miss.
Okay. And she will duck for cover again.
Sounds
And
good.
that's her
Sounds
turn.
like a plan. Excellent. Then the that guy's dead. Tiny, you're up.
Ooh, I'm taking some more swings. The guy right in front of me.
Okie dokie.
Let's see. Just normal swings. That's 14. My dice are rolling really good tonight. Math. 21.
That's a hit.
Yeah, that's a 8. That's 7 damage.
Okay.
And then he's still up. I will swing with my other axe.
Alrighty.
That's a 12.
Ooh. Alrighty. Yeah, he's looking real rough.
And that's 7 damage again.
I go.
Yeah, he's still up. Not great, but he's up.
And I will back away from him.
How far do you want to back up? 10 feet?
Oh,
That'll
that
be an
was just on that
opportunity
one
attack.
round. Never mind. I'll stand there. I was trying to make him move, but that would have had to been on the last round, so it wouldn't work.
Alrighty. Then that is going to be the end of Tiny's turn. So Nathan, you are up.
Hello. I am unarmed. The thing in front of me, how tall is it? Because I'm on a rock, right? Are we like eye level?
Yeah, you're pretty close to eye level because it's come up. So you're standing on the rock and it's come up to the rock and it's got its little creepy little millipede body kind of like coiled up on itself. So yeah, you're kind of roughly eye level with it right now.
I want to jump on the thing and grab the dude while like riding it.
So you want to grapple the guy?
I don't necessarily want to grapple. I kind of want to. I don't know how to explain. I want to grab him and then I want to yeet myself down with him.
Oh, so you
Down.
literally like you want to kind of like
I want to like
tackle him.
bam. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Would tackling be a grapple?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Also,
Yeah, tackling would be a grapple.
I will rage. I can do that.
You can do that. I've been waiting for it.
I'll be like, oh, there's more people than I. Sorry, it's a bit anxious. It's a little bit high here. And he's gonna like start like cracking a little bit. He's nervous. He's like, oh, I don't like this. And that's the start of his rage.
A rage or a panic attack?
It's the same.
Sometimes they're the same thing.
Outside and inside things are happening, right? Processing emotion is hard when you have not much
So-
IQ.
It's a manic attack.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm gonna use the storm aura. I think that starts at the same time. So I'm just trying to put it out of the way. You gain a 10-foot aura effect that you can start at your rage and as your bonus action on each of your turn. When the effect is activated, each creature of your choice in your aura gains 3 temporary hit points. I don't know if there's anyone around me.
What was the aura range?
It's 10 feet.
Yeah, nope, there's no one around you right now.
But does that include me?
I think so. Does it say it includes you?
Each creature of your choice. I am my choice. I'm getting 3 temp HP.
Then sounds like a plan.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so
yes.
so then you'll roll an attack to tackle,
Okay.
correct? And then it's a opposition
Like an
strength check.
Unarmed strength action combat. Grapple. Is grapple like an unarmed strike?
Yeah, a grappling or would it just be straight roll?
It could be a straight.
So you're using the attack action, but I want to say I'm looking it up. Hold on.
Thank you. Listen, I'm the DM, but I'm 100% willing to have any sort of pro bono work from another DM to help out. I was like, I'm trying to read the grappling rules. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
okay.
basically just your athletics contested by their athletics or acrobatics.
Cool. All right, so then I'm going to need you to roll your athletics.
And that is a
And-
strength, so I have advantage on it since I'm raging.
That is true.
Oh, I rolled 2 15s. Plus 7.
Well, my guy has a -2, so 8.
22!
So you successfully grapple him completely off of his creepy little millipede guy, and you're currently like tumbling down to the tail, just like boom, 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 boom,
Okay.
boom, and you land on top of him.
Cool. Was that like an attack action you said?
Yeah, that's an
Can I
action.
Punch him in the face. Since it's
As a bonus, as a second attack.
since I have 2 attacks, right? When I take the attack action. Is that what I read? I read that, right?
It replaces one of your attacks.
Yeah. So my
Yeah.
other
So
attack
then,
is
yeah, if you wanna punch him in the face as your second attack, go for it.
Yeah, totally.
I think you'll get advantage on this too because he's grappled.
I already have advantage because it's strength, right? Because it's just a strength.
No, to punch him is an unarmed attack. So you just roll your d20 with your unarmed attack modifier.
Yeah, and that's my strength modifier.
Yeah, but you wouldn't get advantage for strength
Okay.
to to punch him, right?
It doesn't
Sure,
have
because
advantage anyway. Grapple just makes his speed 0.
Oh, okay, then never mind. Then it is just a straight roll.
Just straight roll.
Yeah, I think isn't like prone if you're melee, that gives you advantage or something.
Yeah, if they're prone and you're doing a melee attack, you get advantage. If you're doing a ranged attack on a prone, it's disadvantage.
Correct.
Okay, so I have advantage, is what I'm understanding.
If he's prone.
Is that-
Yeah, well, yeah, you tumble
He's
him
on the
down
ground.
and he's on the ground.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, could you just use your movement to like get up and hit him from melee range?
Sure, it's 5 foot because I have athletics. Anyways, I didn't look in my roll. I have advantage or not?
Yes, you do.
Yes, okay, now I'm gonna... 14 plus 7 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And it's 5 damage.
Yeah, he had 1 hit point left. You absolutely just wreck him.
Yeah! Okay.
Yeah, so at this point, all the flying people and the riders are all gone, but these millipedes are still like freaking out and just attacking, so they're still on the battlefield. That is the end of that, and Baxter is up. Baxter is just gonna get off the rig and just stand in front of the rig, still cracking his knuckles. And you see him kind of like smirk a little bit and give this like grunt that's like, come on. At the one that's like currently up with Tiny, just like egging him on. And that's Baxter. He's gonna hold his action again. And that's gonna be the creepy crawler. It's gonna be this guy. He's gonna attack Tiny again for his first attack on a bite. And that is going to be a 17 plus
Did we?
4.
How did he go?
Oh, I think it's this guy that goes first.
I say, didn't he go right after me? Because he got a.
Yep, no, it was this.
disadvantage
It's
after me?
the one on the right. No, you're right. Then he is going to turn around because he felt his rider fall off. And he's going to attack Nathan, who is currently just standing there on the ground.
I stood up to get that.
Yeah. But like on the ground, like he crawls back down the little stone to get to you. And that is going to be for bite attack. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yeah, it does hit.
Okay. Oh, that's terrible. 1, 2. That's 4.
Okay, I was like, terrible for who?
For
That's
me.
my
It was a
3
bad roll.
temp HP and no 1 damage.
And then does a claw attack against you as well.
No.
But that is a natural 1.
Yay.
So that is not going to hit. And starting to feel like a little bit confused and freaked out. It starts to back up a little bit away from you, back onto the stone, because it's not sure what it's supposed to do now that it doesn't have a rider. So you would get an opportunity attack on it as it backs
Yeah,
up.
I do have that. Doop, 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 doop. I'm gonna punch it. Punch it on the nose.
Just like a shark, punch it on the nose.
It's because I don't have my weapons with me. I left it on the rig, right? So.
Yep.
And 2 of my javelin are on the floor. That is sniff. 19 to hit.
That hits.
5.
Alrighty.
Bonk.
And you see, and just like freaks out a little bit as it backs
Get
up.
away
Like, not,
from me!
like it's just not sure what it's supposed to do now. Dobber, you are up. and then the other carrion goes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull my little catapult back and fire another firebolt at the one by Tiny. Try to finish that off. Jeez, I can't roll for crap. That's 14.
Just hits.
Yeah. So, ooh, okay. Let me make sure I'm rolling the right dice. Yes. Woo, that is 19 points of damage.
Oh,
Roll a
Jesus.
10 and a 9.
Holy smokes. Wait, what is that spell?
It's Firebolt.
Nice.
It goes up to 2d10 at level 5, so. And I rolled a 10 and a 9.
That's crap.
Well, that was the number of hit points it had left. So you watch this like creepy crawly thing, like looking at Tiny and like looking at its other friend that's freaking out, and it's like starting to get a little confused about what's happening, and it just sees like light coming toward its face, and it just goes like "Rah!" and just and just absolutely just like demolished. Just poor little thing. The last thing it saw was the light,
Is there enough for
and
a
it is
stick?
gone.
I am the wasteland Orkin man.
Damn.
And my beautiful creepy crawler is no more.
Oh.
That is Pup.
Okay, how's the last guy looking?
Not great, Bob. Not great.
Okay, my cannon is going to fire at that one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a 26 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That's 12 points of damage.
Okay. It's still
It's
up.
up?
It's not looking great, but it's up.
Alright, that was my bonus action. My
Okay.
cannon. So I'm going to pull out another grenade
Okay.
and pull it and chuck it for firebolt. And that's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. Yeah, 2d10's no joke.
Oh my god.
Well, it's low damage. 6 damage.
Okay. It's still up.
Okay, that's my turn.
But
Damn.
it's hanging. It's hanging on. Yeah, Tiny, that is you.
Just bop it.
just
Twist
it.
it.
Oh,
Pop it real good.
Exactly.
I'm running straight at it.
Okay.
Like I gotta kill something. I'm gonna swing with my first one, which 23 to hit.
That hits.
Then 6 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yes.
Hey, there you go.
He wants to, after watching everybody do cool stuff, he wants to run up, just try to leap off that rock that's right there, and straight overhead, slash straight down on that thing.
As you come up and you get this like little extra moulinet as it goes, it like flashes in the sunlight just a little bit as it comes down on the creepy crawler, like split like down the middle of its forehead. You just see its like little face just go like "Argh!" and just goes "Argh!" as it just absolutely just completely flattens out on the stone where it had
Cleave it in twain!
and you did. Yeah. There's nothing left on the board.
Nathan takes time to like trying to calm down, you know.
I rub the top of Pup's head and I'm like, jolly good there, sis. Everybody else alive, don't really care.
I think everyone's okay. Right, guys?
I'm fine.
Hello?
Okay, I'm okay.
Extra just like takes the brass knuckles off, puts them back in his pocket.
Anything.
Just kind of is a little bummed about it, but he just like walks over and just like finds his friend Nathan and just kind of wraps his arm. It's mostly kind of like a wrap around the waist than like over the shoulder, because like even though like Baxter's a big guy, but like Baxter's like 6 foot tall, so he's tiny compared to you. So he just kind of like gives you a pat on the back.
Oh, ouch! Everything like they scratched me and such. Oh, I forgot the tubes! And he's gonna go in, pluck everything out. Bloody, and he's just gonna wave them around, just splattering blood a little bit everywhere, but you know.
Can I go and get one of the flying rigs?
If you want to, yeah.
I definitely do that.
Okay. Yeah, so you go over to one of the ones that got impaled, and his rig is still on his back. It definitely looks like the puncture that went through with the spear like caught the edge of one of the wings, so it doesn't look like it's intact right now. It looks like it need to be like fixed up a little bit, because right now there's kind of like a little bit of an open flap inside one of the pieces. It's definitely some sort of hide. You're not exactly sure what animal it is, but it's definitely hide material that's used for the actual wing material. And the frame is a really, really, really lightweight metal, which seems like specialty metal. Like it seems like really nice. It's not something you would just be able to like get some steel and make something. Like it's nice. It's almost nicer than aluminum.
Well, in that case, I take the other one too, for later.
That one is definitely a little bit more damaged because it definitely looks like part of the frame bent as it came down, because it kind of came down on an angle. But again, it could be either repaired or pieces could be replaced. But yeah, okay. You can take both of them. Yeah, so you've got 2 little flying contraptions now in your possession. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Do I get all my javelins back?
You can get one of them back. The other one definitely got like kind of like wonkied when it came down. The one that kind of crashed and kind of bent his frame kind of fell on the javelin a little bit. So it's still throwable, but definitely it's got a little bit of a personality to it, so it might curve a little.
I'm still gonna pick them up because, you know, first usage was for if we needed something fixing. So he's just gonna bring everything, he's gonna look at Baxter, he's gonna be, I did it again.
This kind of helps you get the metal back into the rig.
Would Pup know if Dobber carries any particular items on him, like at all times?
Probably have some idea. What are you looking for?
Just what would it be? Something that he always keeps on him.
There's I've always got a roll of duct tape. I've always got the little catapult thing. I've got drones, like little of different sizes that I always use for different things. Tools that I've always got on me.
Do you use like a rod or staff or wand or any sort of thing like that? Or any equivalent?
No, it's mainly just like, there are tools that I've had forever, like, hammers and wrenches and pliers and things like that I would be probably the equivalent for him.
Okay, I'm just trying to, so while you're holding this item, or I'm holding / wearing, it just says something, that's on them, like you gain a bonus to your spell attack rolls. So Pup's going to, she's gonna get back into the car and she's like, almost forgot. And she's gonna like rummage through your pockets and grab something she knows that's like always on you. And she's going to infuse the item with enhanced arcane focus. So when it's on you, you have a +1 to your spell attack rolls. And let's see, you ignore half cover when making a spell attack.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so Pup pulls out this like little Allen wrench that you just like keep in your pocket for the important Allen wrenching of the worlds. Yeah, and suddenly that little Allen wrench has a lot more bite to it than it used to.
Does it take away the bonus
Nice.
you gave me, or is it still active?
Nope, yours is good. I can do
Okay.
2, so y'all are good.
Nice.
Thank you. We should probably check them for water and, other interesting tidbits. I say as I get in the car.
I'll go and pick everything I can carry up and just.
Yeah,
plop them.
if for anybody who is going to be like looting the bodies, if I can get an investigation check from those individuals.
Yes, I would
I
like.
guess I'll loot the flying guys while I'm taking.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Flying stuff.
Oh my gosh, I have a +7, so 25.
Woohoo, Pup. Okay.
Dang.
Anyone else?
9.
All right, 9. Let me go back to my other page. You're gonna probably find just like one small like individual pouch of water. Dobber, that's about all you're gonna see.
Yep.
So that you have like a personal water canister. Pup, on the other hand, finds a bunch of cool stuff. There's obviously the creepy swords that the guys were carrying. Both of the flying guys also had like little bolt, like hand bolt shooters. And they both had like 4 bolts still left as part of that set. If those were interesting to you, you find 3 more water pouches, like personal water pouches. You find this like really cool rock that's like not just like a rock that you find in this area, like it's like shimmery, and like looks really cool. You'd probably know, especially because your parents being like artificery types, that this rock has been used in the recent past to kind of like bolster up some like tech functionality. Like it's a pretty good conductor material. Okay. So it basically can make like any sort of conductor based tech a lot more efficient in what it does. And like, could potentially put like some additional output because it's really good at focusing that conductive energy.
Okay.
And then a little bit of ways up, you see a shoe that does not look like it belonged to any one of these guys.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up the shoe. Look inside the shoe.
Nothing is inside the shoe.
I put my hand wishes.
It's definitely a well-worn shoe. Like it looks like it's been a well-traveled shoe. But it's kind of like it's smaller. Like it's like it's close to like your size shoe. And you can see there's actually like a couple footprints in front of that shoe.
Okay, I'll follow the footprints.
Cool. So a little bit further ahead and kind of like tucked in at like when you were looking at that kind of alcove, there's that like that little extra tuck in spot. You can see kind of like where these guys had like set up their little like ambush camp, kind of hidden inside this area. And there is a woman laying there in their little ambush site.
Laying there?
Laying there. And she's tied up at the moment. And she's not moving. She's probably about your size.
Okay. I'm gonna scurry up to her and put her shoe on her foot.
And leave.
You lost that. Please.
Just like Cinderella, it's a perfect fit.
Does she move at all?
Nope, she doesn't move.
I'm gonna poke her kind of hard.
She doesn't move.
I take her by the shoulders and I... Hello?
She still doesn't move. However, as you shake her, you can now see her face, and she's got a wicked gash on her forehead that looks like it had bled for a while and then dried up completely. But she's still really malleable. Like, she isn't stiff.
She's like rock here, and then she sees you. Oh, and then she like throws her on the ground.
She goes back down onto the ground.
I see if I can loot her.
Sure, if you want to.
Yeah.
She
I'm
currently
gonna
has
wander over there too while she's doing
the
this.
rope that she is bound in, and the clothes on her back and the shoe that you put back on her foot is all she has. There's nothing on her body. But you do see. Can you roll a perception check actually for me?
-1. 13.
It's kind of hard to tell just the way that her hands are kind of bound up, but you kind of see something along like the edge of like the back of her right hand. But her left hand is currently like bound and covered over her right hand, so you'd have to move her left hand to be able to see.
Okay, I'll move it to take a look.
Yeah, so on her right hand there's like a scar or a birthmark. It's hard to tell exactly if that was something she was born with or something that she acquired. But it's like in the shape of kind of like two stars, like meeting each other, like a tessellation. And so like there's like two stars kind of like connected to each other.
Okay.
But she still hasn't made a sound or moved.
Okay, yeah. I'll try to like just remember it in my head. I don't really have any like utensils for that, so I'll just remember it. And do I see anything else in there, like any movement or objects?
No, just looks like bedrolls and like, you know, just kind of like how they had set up, like maybe a couple rations if you wanted to grab any of their little like packs of food. However,
yeah, I'll take that.
Knowing historically that they could be cannibals, you don't know what like they aren't like pre-packaged rations. These are like somebody's Tupperware. So collect that as you will.
Apocalypse Tupperware.
So I take one of my little devices like off of my coat, and I open the back and just kind of rip out one of the wires and like undo like the connection, so that I basically have like a kind of a live wire, and I like just for a tiny little, you know, spark basically, and I kind of get like real close to her face, and then like zzz.
You definitely see like the convulsive involuntary spasm of muscles being engaged. And there's definitely like a sound that comes like exhalation from her, but like she hasn't woken up yet.
What are you guys doing?
Well,
It's very quiet.
And I'll show him the like spot on her arm or her wrist. What's that mean? Do you know her?
That there is what's known as a tattoo.
Wonder what her name was.
Probably Star.
I thought she looked more like a Josephine, you know.
Maybe a Maud.
Well, she doesn't. I don't know. Is she dead? I don't know. I hit her, but she's.
If anyone wants to do a medicine check, they can.
Dead people don't make noises when I shock them, so.
She did make a noise?
Yeah, she did kind of make like a weird little exhale noise.
Oh. I mean,
She's alive, which is a problem. We could remedy that.
Well, I mean, she doesn't really look like she's a problem. We could just leave her or take her. I don't really know. I could ask the other guys.
Hey. They're probably going to want to save her or something. Especially the big one, he's a little,
What, you
get too
just want
close
to
to
kill
his
her?
ears and you hear an echo, you know what I mean?
You just want to kill her?
Well, we don't need to kill her, but we also don't need to save her and give her water and food and all the other nonsense, do we?
Well, maybe they can just wake her up and she can just tell us what we need to know and we'll just go.
Well, she might know something if there are more ambushes. I suppose that's a good point.
Do you know how to wake her up? Maybe Baxter knows how to wake her up. Maybe True Love's Kiss.
Baxter will probably talk her to death. Maybe the eighth dwarf over there will be able to do something. Hey! And I call out, it's Snow White Reject!
Oh, I'm those one talking to me.
Yes, Discount Gollum. Come over here.
He gets on the motorcycle, fires it up, and rides over there.
Can I follow?
We found a nuisance.
Yeah, Baxter definitely, hearing all of this, is following with Nathan.
What is it?
Looks like their food.
That's gross. Is it alive?
Yeah.
Well, we found out that the
Mostly.
only way to wake her up is True Love's Kiss, and you have to kiss her.
No, I'm not doing that.
It's true.
There's no other way?
Well, Dobber already tried, and he wasn't her true love.
Listen, if you didn't know, there was Prince Sunflare from the famous fairy tale. That I think it was called Frozen or something like that. Anyway, that's what you were named after, so you have to live up to such a noble name.
It's true that I'm resistant to cold.
It's true. We already have one of the dwarves, so now you can find the Snow White.
So what do I have to do?
Well, just make out with her a little bit till she wakes up.
What's make out?
Why don't you explain it to her, Pup?
Where's Chipmunk?
What's what?
Do you have Chipmunk?
Chipmunk should still be with you.
Okay. Okay, I'll pull out Chipmunk and I'll press Chipmunk against Dobber's lips. Like this.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. And he'll get down and he'll kiss her.
No, Baxter immediately grabs Nathan's shoulder and is like, "No, we're not doing that."
Wait, this is the only way to help her.
Oh, Baxter wants to let her die. I'm okay with that.
Baxter's not very nice. No.
Baxter just looks at Nathan. Just looks at you and just goes like, "Med kit." And then points to
and
Rig.
he will start running, and he will get med kit, and he will come back. It's true that my shoulder kind of hurt. I think there's something in it. Because he
and
still
just
has
grabs the med kit from you and puts it down and opens the med kit and just puts a bandage on the forehead and does a quick check.
Oh, it's
and
not for me? Okay.
you second. She's alive.
She's still sleeping.
Big knot.
All right. Well, you've stabilized her. I guess we can leave.
Well, at least we can untie her. And so, I'll take one of my smaller axes and start cutting the rope.
She could be dangerous.
She's
Sleep.
not conscious.
She might wake up.
Yeah,
That's good.
we'll be gone.
Well,
At least we can do. I don't want to take her with us, but we gotta go.
True.
We bandaged her up, take off the ropes, and we'll go.
fine.
Baxter really looks very uncomfortable about leaving this kid just laying here.
Yeah, Pup is becoming more and more I don't know, concerned on her face. And with the group, I guess, not looking, she'll pull out her healing potion that she has.
Cute.
And she'll just wait for the rest of the group to say whatever.
Oh. I was gonna literally just pick her up. Even if they're we're leaving her there in his head, we're not leaving anyone behind. So he's just picking her up. It's okay, we're going.
Well, I'm not feeding her.
She's not a baby. She can eat by herself, probably.
Yeah, and I got her some food. And she points over to the food that she found there.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So
Baxter gingerly takes it.
What, she can ride with us.
We could cut off some meat from these bugs and feed her that.
I know.
I'm gonna put her in the rig and just walks Nathan over to the rig.
If Pup wanted to still give her the potion, Nathan's not gonna say anything. If you're just oh wait, if that's what you wanted to do.
If you carry her back towards y'all's car, the tank or whatever, before we all saddle up or whatever, she'll probably try to pour some in her mouth.
As you as you do that, I was now listen, we've talked about this before with the last couple of times you tried to keep a pet. You have to, if you do this, you have to agree to take care of her, and you have to walk her, and you have to clean up after her if she goes to the bathroom, and you have to take her to the vet sometimes.
The vet? What's a vet?
And you have to pet her and make sure she's, groomed and all. It's a big responsibility. Are you sure you're ready?
Do we have a hairbrush? We don't need a hairbrush. I can find a wrench or something. But
that ought to do.
Yeah.
So if so you feed her a health potion?
Yes.
You can instantly see color returning to her face. Definitely she was, close but not out yet. And she immediately starts to kind of thrash a little bit, she's having a nightmare, but she doesn't wake up yet. But she's definitely her body is healed up. You can see the scar on her forehead is starting to the swelling is going down and things like that. But you can definitely tell at this point whatever she's still unconscious about is not just from being knocked out. Something else is going on. But she's
on drugs.
Where?
Oh, Josephine! How are you?
She's not conscious yet. she's still out. She's still sleeping or whatever's going on. She's not conscious yet. But she is definitely a lot physically better.
I just leave her in the tanker. I'm out of here.
I take some of that pouch of water that I took from the other guy and splash some of it on her face.
You see that she reacts she's asleep, but she reacts to the moisture and the whatever temperature the water is, but she doesn't wake up, or at least she doesn't open her eyes.
It's not very nice. Also, it's a waste of water.
Yeah.
Probably true.
Baxter is getting her kind of situated into the middle seat between Nathan and him driving, and starts to look up, and you can see that like light is starting to dim a little bit. You can start to see like some sand is starting to pick up, and it definitely looks like it's getting a lot later than you all would like to still be out this far from home. And you can see that he's kind of getting agitated to like, let's move.
But before, I'm just gonna put my little pillow that I used to sleep in the car and put it like on her head behind so she doesn't hurt herself.
Yeah, she just kind of knocks over to one
Oh my
side.
gosh, why are Goliaths always little beans?
Always.
I sigh and I take one of my like little liquid nitrogen grenades and basically just like take a dirty rag and kind of wrap it around the top and open it just slightly for a second, so that it basically like cools the rag and give it to her.
Seems like a cold compress.
Basically. Can we go now?
Yes.
Have we finished setting up the hotel room and the hospital bed and everything? Is everything perfectly to your liking? Should we find a vase of flowers to put on the dashboard for her? Should we turn on the TV and to a favorite show? Are we ready?
Well, you're not in your car. We can't leave yet.
Dobber's taking her cannon and putting it back inside the rig. Dobber?
Let's go.
And yeah, and you can already see that like Baxter has got like the engine revved up again on the tanker, and is like already like getting like this like slow trucking forward to get back in.
I just sat there the whole time on his motorcycle, just going vroom, vroom.
Real subtle.
Let's go.
So
Real subtle.
I get back in the rig and I take like basically kind of awkward in this small little like cab of the car, but basically I take the wing from the like damaged part of the wing, and I take out like what looks like a little kind of handheld gun that has been rigged to be sort of like a welder, and I cast mending.
Yeah, that works. The less busted one, like that little bit of moved fabric, like it instantly like and looks like it's like it gets a nice good stitch back onto the. So yeah, you've got a glider. With the glider, it can move 30 feet on a slight so it's going to be descending over the course of 30 feet. And so you have to come from like a higher place to a lower place. It does not lift off.
Okay.
You basically have like slow fall, like feather fall kind of energy going down as you can like slowly glide, like hand glide your way to situations. But yeah. Awesome. Then y'all hit back on the road. And fortunately, like, even though it's starting to get a little bit darker, it's looking real clear. Like there's not any other potholes or anything that's coming up. Nothing no like other debris that you're dealing with. However, it is getting later than like you are still a little ways out and it's getting a little bit late. So with that, I would like us to take a quick 10-minute break and then we can hop back in while you're on the road together.
Yeah. Nice.
Trucking our way downtown.
Oh, this is so much stuff. Yeah, so and I'll hopefully get my setup figured out back up again. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us so far. Have a wonderful break. We will see you in 10 minutes. Drink your water, stretch your legs, and we'll see you soon. Okay. Hello, friends, and welcome back. I hope you're having a great time. I know I am. I'm also still very nervous, but thank you for being so wonderful and lovely and kind. Where we just left off is we had a fun little romp with some scuttles, our friends from the outer wastes. We found an unconscious young woman with a bang on her head, but she's now in the rig, and we are back on the road trying to get this water tanker back to New Legacy before it gets dark. It is getting pretty late now, and you know that even though you've had some good driving since you left that little kind of alcove, you're going to be hitting some rougher terrain just because you're getting more closer to these cliff faces and kind of like the canyon areas as you're getting into that kind of built-in area where New Legacy is built into. So you know that like the driving is going to get a little bit more precarious as you get closer to home, but you've been on a steady pace. Everything is looking really good. You're still, Pup, you still have a rattling steering wheel. It still makes that weird rattling and like shaking as you're driving, but everything's still holding. Everything's still looking good. The young woman is still not awake. But Nathan, you've been hearing her kind of like mumbling to herself in this kind of like sleep state. It's not words you understand or a language you speak, so it just sounds like mumbling, but she hasn't woken up yet. But it is starting to get late, and you know that there is 2 ways you can get into the entrance of New Legacy. You can either take the old creek bed path, which is this very tight, winding pathway. It will require you to slow down. It is slightly longer, but you do know that it has better coverage, and it's a bit more sequestered from anyone seeing you get into town. Or you can skirt the edge of the cliff face, which is a lot more of a straight shot. It can really cut off a lot of time for you, but it does make you a little bit more open. So there's less coverage for the tank. And Baxter, getting close to kind of this like left-right scenario, is back on the mic and asking, do we want to go through or on the outside of the pass?
He's asking of the only person in the rig who can answer him.
He's calling on the walkie to
okay.
Pup, and Tiny, you would have like a little calm as well. I don't know how well you'll hear it with the fact that you're
he's just enjoying the wind in his non-hair. He's like,
yeah,
living it up.
Ding the longer one.
Nathan
Dobber,
votes
which
the
one?
long way.
Short or long?
Mm-hmm. If we take the short one, we're more prone to see violence, yes?
I think so.
Full steam ahead!
And she'll go, short way!
Baxter just puts it down and just like looks to Nathan and just kind of shrugs. So instead of going through the pass, you're going to kind of cut to the outside, which for those of you who've been on this pass, this is like the final like 45 minutes of the drive is this kind of canyon edge. How it goes is the road starts to narrow down a little bit. Two cars could conceivably be next to each other going through, but it's definitely not a lot of space. There's a like 60-foot like rock cliff that goes up on one side that you're kind of driving close to. And the other side is a 120-foot drop into a canyon. So you're kind of like between a wall and a drop. So you're kind of driving along this path and staying very like straight into the rig as you're kind of going through this pass.
I'm sort of tinkering, but I'm going to keep an eye out for any incoming trouble.
Yeah, sounds good. If you want to roll a perception check for me, that would be great.
I'm just very nervous.
I am very distracted by my tinkering with a 1.
Yep. Don't see or hear anything. This tinkering is the best thing that has ever happened on the face of this planet.
You know, when I roll with your dice, Cody, as a DM, I get like 4 nat 20s in a night, and then now it's like all under 10.
Oh no!
Baker does not support player characters, is what you're saying.
It is a DM
dice.
The DM is the favored terrain. Or the player is the favored enemy.
That's terrifying, but I also very much like it.
I love it.
But it works well for me. Great. Then yeah, you don't see or hear anything right now. That what you're working on is the coolest thing.
Since we're on a
Can I also
narrower
make-
road. Oops, sorry, go ahead, Brent.
I was just gonna make also perception, since I guess what's the order of, because we can't be two or
That's what I was going to suggest. I'd like to be up front if we could. Motorcycle.
Okay. Yeah, that was actually the next thing I was going to ask you, is kind of how you were managing the kind of narrower
I would've done
spaces. All
perception
right, so
as well. That's it.
yeah, please roll a perception check for me. Where would with the tiny up front, where would Pup and Dobber be?
20.
If we're not in front with the plow, I
Yeah, I was
guess it would
gonna
be.
I would want to be. I don't know. I want to be a place where I can shove somebody out of the way if I need to.
I can have you like kind of offset from the bike just a little bit, so the bike is like just ahead and the tanker is behind the bike.
Okay.
Or between the two of y'all. If that makes sense.
It does. We go side by side. I like it.
Yeah. Coolly. Then with that, you said you rolled a 20?
Who?
I rolled
Fran.
a 16 plus 4, so yeah, 20.
Okay. So with the head back out of the window again in proper happy
less
dog
wind.
fashion. Yeah, there's less wind. There's coverage on this side, so you're not getting as much wind from the open plains. Nathan, you actually hear a couple engines behind you. And they do not sound like happy engines. If there is such a thing as to have an emotional space as an engine.
Dad, it's not going back. That's not good. And he moves
Can you say this over the
mirror for
comms?
Baxter to see, like, behind us.
Do you give us warning over the comms?
I don't think about that.
Baxter does. Baxter immediately immediately grabs the comms and says, heads up, we've got engines.
All right. I say, I basically just make one last little adjustment to what's basically like a little makeshift rifle in my hand, and I say, "Pop, do you trust me?
Yeah.
Then have some drugs." And I take like what looks like a tranquilizer dart and jab it into your
my gosh.
neck, into your neck, and inject it, and then I like hang out the window and take another shot with this tranquilizer dart at Tiny. This is
Oh
basically
my gosh.
this is one of my meta magic things. I'm doing twin spell to give both
Okay.
of you haste.
Oh my god!
You just gave a fighter
definitely-
haste.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know about it.
I'm about to get wrecked, and I'm not ready for it. Great. I love that. I love how terrified I am now suddenly of what's about to happen to me. Trying to
Make
now
the
you-
DM quake.
Can you remind
No.
me everything that it does so I can write it down?
Yeah, so until the spell ends, the target speed is doubled. You gain +2 to your AC. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws, and you gain an additional action on each of your turns. That action has to be used for attack, like one weapon attack only, a dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
Only one weapon attack?
Here, I'll post it in our chat too.
It's a weapon attack, not a spell attack.
Okay. Well, no, I'm just asking because I'm dual
weapon
wielding.
attack. Weapon attack. I posted in our chat too.
Alrighty. So that's
You
wild.
just feel this chemical surge as you like feel this jab of a needle, and like just it's like cocaine basically. It's like this. It's like
I'm
surge of
literally
energy
like-
and-
If you guys have ever seen Holes, it's one of my favorite movies. I'm like Twitch, the car kid.
Uh, Yeah. And with your jacked up feeling of good time, weird Dobber medicine, please roll initiative for me again, friends.
Oh, come on. My first time playing a melee character, and I will say there are some like broken shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, fighters are like one of the most appreciated classes out there.
Alrighty, my lovely friends. Do I have a 25 to 20?
20.
21.
Ooh, Nathan's got a
22.
20 and Pup's got a 21.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Tiny has a 22.
22.
Oh my god. Dobber, what do you have?
12.
Oh, this is good.
It's very
Stoic has
thematic
no
for what.
initiative.
Whew, well, that's impressive. Cool. Then my dear friends, that's insane. With the initiative of 22, Tiny is up on deck first. He didn't even hear the comms go out because he's just been happy as a clam on his purple motorcycle. But the minute he heard a little click on the comms, he was like, "Oh, I'm ready." And Tiny, as you are coming on to the, hold on, sorry, I'm trying to like move all these tokens in all the right places. As you come on to this bad boy, you see out of the corner of your eye, 2 bikes coming out from a little bit higher up on the cliff side, and they're kind of like cutting across and coming down into the tanker, kind of coming through up here. So you'll see kind of like 2 of them coming down this way from this side.
Well, I want to, my normal action, want to ride over to one and swing my axe at it.
Alrighty.
Which I don't know if I have swing 30 feet, so I do not.
Yeah, you'll be just short of being within range if you drive up. Remember that your bike does have
An action to move 10 feet.
An action to move an additional 10 feet of its 30 feet.
And that is what I would.
So that would be a 40. So that'd be 40 foot. That would get you in range.
Okay, that is what I'll do, and I will take 2 swings at the big guy.
Okay.
And actually, how close are they? The 2.
The bikes between them,
Yeah,
about 10 feet apart.
10 feet. Damn, it's not enough. Unless I get between them, I think. Let's see. Oh, it's gotta be within this. Okay, so I'm gonna let loose with my fire axe
Okay.
in this first swing, and it's gonna release gas and spark if it hit. It's natural 1. I get to re-roll natural ones
Oh, because you're yep.
because I'm
Natural.
lucky, and that's a 13 plus 7. That's a 20 to hit.
Just hits.
Oh. Okay, so that's 1d8 plus 4. That's 8 slashing damage. And then as it releases the fuel and ignites it, as I'm pouring it on, he takes an additional 6 fire damage. 8, 6, 13, 14. 14 points total. And then is he up?
Yeah, he's still up. You can definitely see the front of the engine is sparking really bad, and you can definitely see he's like trying to like not fall over, so he's like putting his head to one side as like this like billowing sparking smoke is starting to come up from the front of his bike.
All right, so swing number 2 is 15 plus 7, so 22.
That hits. Jesus.
I'm like, melee characters are awesome. How do I have a plus 7 to attacks?
Yeah, I know.
So that's 7 points of damage.
Okay. Alrighty, it's still up. He's still up.
Still up. I would like to take my hasted action.
Yes, ma'am.
Again.
Yes, ma'am.
As an 8 plus 7, so 15.
That does not hit.
Okay.
Jesus. When I was figuring out how battle mechanics and like making sure that they were like evenly, I did not consider haste as part of it.
Imagine a world.
Not to mention twinned haste.
I know. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, it's still upright. And that is.
I'll end my turn.
Oh, this is gonna be a bloodbath for me. Pup, you are up.
Okay. She's gonna poke her head out from the top of the plow car. Or wait, so I'm driving it, but my car gets an action, but I can also do something, I guess.
Correct. Yeah, your car gets
Okay.
one action, so we can either your car can attack if it's in range, depending. I think your car is a melee attack, so you have to be 5 feet with whatever you're trying to hit. You can either do a maneuver, so that's like pull up, back off a little bit, stop the car, or you can do like a defensive maneuver, which kind of like temporarily bolsters your AC a little bit. To kind of just like be like a more defensive driver.
I'm going to, before I guess do my car action if I want to, she's going to pop her head up out of the car on top, and she's gonna pull out one of her trinkets out of her backpack. She's gonna pull out a flashbang and chuck it right in between the two cars.
Okie dokie. And what does that do for my cars?
So the flashbang, I'm using that to cast Shatter.
Okay.
So it's a 10-foot radius, so she's going to pop it right in the middle of them to hit both of them without hitting her ally, if possible.
Mhm. And what was the radius again for that?
It's I have a 60-foot radius to throw it, and it's a 10-foot like sphere. So
Gotcha.
both of them need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh, which is not great for these bikes.
Great.
And should say if it's the bikes you're rolling for, inorganic material has disadvantage.
Oh my god, are you serious? Oh no.
It specifically even says metal.
Yes.
Okay, well the first one was a 4 on that first
Okay, that
bike.
fails. It's a 15 to save.
Both of them fail.
Okay, great.
Let's go.
Okay, let me roll damage. So it's 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save. 18 damage for both of them. She just chucks this flashbang, and this like painfully intense noise bursts out. Ears bleeding and all.
Well, how many points did you say that was that again?
18.
18?
I think I said 18.
So you just see Pup like stand up on the like driver's seat, put like her foot in the steering wheel. She just like pops her head up and throws this thing, and you just see like this first bike, like the one that was already getting wrecked by your friend, just absolutely like explode in a most fiery death, and is completely gone. out of the gate. This other bike you see can't dodge what's coming. But you can definitely see like the driver of this bike, like literally you just see him like hunker in and just like pray that he does not also explode in a fiery death. He is up.
Okay.
Barely.
She's going to, with her bonus action, use her ballista.
Go for it.
She has her ballista. The one guy that gets blown away, she princess waves him. She pulls out her little tripod and it just and let's see, my spell attack is +7. It's only a 10.
It misses.
Okay. And I can use an object or weapon attack, which I mean, I don't really know how we're doing. Using an object, like I'm doing
anything
that, but it's also like, would using the flashbang be considered using an object? Because it is like a spell.
No, I would say in this case, using an object would be like like if you wanted to fix something or like put something together, like the stuff you have on you. But I would say if anything is like we're using like the flavor of a spell to like manage a thing, I would say it wouldn't count as an object because it's a spell.
Okay, then I'm going to make a weapon attack because I have a crossbow.
Oh, yes, please.
So I'm going to pull that out and +4 to hit.
And are you attacking that misses? Are you attacking the
guy,
driver or the...
Yeah, the driver.
Okay, yeah, that still misses.
Okay. And that's my turn?
As you get back down, I'm like, keeping a foot on the steering wheel, very responsible of you.
Oh, I guess we can do a... let's see. Does it have the movement on here? Oh yeah, 30 feet.
It's 30 feet, yeah. Everything, like, if you don't do anything fancy, you're moving 30 feet.
Could I get to the guy from where I am? I'm not sure 30 feet wise. The guy that's still up?
The one that's still up, I think you're going to be just out of range. Hold on, let me use the ruler real fast and double check that. Because you also have to pivot the car around. Yeah, 30 feet isn't going to get you there.
Okay, then I'll just keep going.
Cool. All right, so then you're basically trucking ahead 30 feet. And I'm going to move because you maintained speed with the bike that was coming in, so you're still there. But for my dear friend here, there are so many things to click. You have moved. Please stop. I don't know what you're trying to do for me here, but that's not what I want you to do. You're in the car with her, so you're also moving 30 feet. And you're about there. Cool. Great. Excellent. Wunderbar. Y'all rolled really high, so Nathan is up.
Hello. It's me. There's not much left for me to do. I'm gonna grab my big wrench.
Yeah, grab it.
In my hand. I'm gonna, kind of 1 foot out, like opening the thing, just like still trying to stay, solid. And I'm gonna ready an attack. I'm gonna ready an attack if we get closer to whoever, or if something appears within melee range.
Sounds good. That is great because what you see coming up behind you from the passenger side.
Something in melee range?
Not quite yet. But you do see it coming. Coming up behind you on the passenger side of your best friend's ride.
Trying to holler at me.
Yeah. Is a... I'm gonna move this up just a little bit so you can see it. Is another car, like it's a smaller car. But you know this to be, especially Nathan, you know this to be a grappler car. one that has kind of a grapple bit to it. I can get it to change layers like I want it to. And it has like a kind of like a grappling bit on it where it can hook on to another vehicle. And you can see that whoever the passenger is in this car is currently rigging up the grappling gun in the back of the car. And it is going to fire its grappling arm at you. And
Can I attack it?
Not yet. It's not in melee range. And your car is going to have to make the tanker. Oh, that's Baxter. Is going to have to make.
Is he shooting it at the back of the car, or
yeah, it's grappling. It's grappling at the bumper, like at the back of the piece. So that is going to be an attack on the tanker. I rolled a nat 1, so that didn't happen. Never mind. So you see the grapple just go like swing wide. It looks like Baxter like just anticipated it enough to kind of do like a little baby fishtail to kind of like get the bumper out of the way for a moment. You see the grapple like just hit the ground, and then instantly you see the chain going to try to put it back. So that's pulling that, and then you see the driver of this car kind of like whip the car to the other side, closer to this kind of like drop off, and move up a little bit so that they're flanked even further onto the edge of your car. Oh, I'm sorry. I just have so many things to click. I'm on the wrong layer, and then I move over here, and then kind of does like a little swerve and like comes onto the driver's side. And that is everything they do. So that is their action. Baxter. Oh, that was so dumb. Why did I do that? Well, I just set my NPC. I mean, my PC up. I mean, my NPC up for an attack. Having swung to that side, it is Baxter's turn, and Baxter is going to do a fishtail maneuver with the tanker. Since that's its attack action, it can use the rig to basically bludgeon, but that does not hit. And yeah, so that's what Baxter does with the rig. And for his own action, you just see him, while he's driving, you see him put those brass knuckles back on, and just like, if anyone tries to board this truck, he's gonna wreck them. Yeah, and so he's holding his action, so if anyone boards the cab of the tanker, he will attack, and that is everything he can do. So next up is my bicycles. Which one of them is gone, so I can't do anything. Which I hate that. The second one, however, moves upward right next to Tiny and uses his action to basically get just ahead of Tiny, to like get an additional 10 feet on Tiny. And then the person who's driving, actually just about right there, decides to use the car's action instead of their own, and uses those spikes on the back of the wheels of the war bike to try to like jab and pierce your bike. So that is going to be a natural 20 to hit your bike.
That hits.
Yep. So that is going to be a lot of piercing damage.
I have points. That's okay.
So that is going to be 8 points of piercing damage on your bike.
Okay. I'll take it.
And that is their action. Because my other one is gone already. So that's gonna be Dobber. You are up.
Okay. How far away am I? Oh, 30? Okay.
Yeah, everything basically moves like 30 feet. Like if you don't do anything special with your cars, they're all just kind of like they're just still cruising at 30 feet intervals.
Okay. Well, in that case,
and as a reminder, on the bike side, right now where Tiny is, that's a 60-foot cliff that goes up. And on the other side, that's a 120-foot drop. So you're kind of like in this like, yeah, you're definitely in a scary predicament.
okay. So, okay. So, I basically hop back up onto the top of the car and I take off that large drone from the back, which you now see also has like a glowing kind of smiley face, kind of crudely like painted on the front of it. I activate it and I send it at the guy on the bike, basically kind of in front and slightly to the right. Which will be like roughly here.
Okay.
And I'm casting Dust Devil.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh no, wait! I thought that was immediate. Okay. I take that back. That's not gonna move. That's not gonna work while we're moving like this.
Okay.
It doesn't affect until they like end their turn. So like that. Sorry. I retract it. But actually, I'll still deploy the drone and this time do the same thing as before, where it kind of tilts up in this burst of wind and cast gust.
Okay.
So the bike guy needs to make a strength saving throw or be pushed backward 5 foot. I'm basically trying to throw him off the bike.
Sounds good. That is going to be, sorry, what is the strength?
Yeah, strength saving throw.
That is going to be and you're going after the driver, not the bike itself.
Right.
That is going to be a 17.
That saves.
Okay. You definitely see the biker like, oh shoot, but he's able to kind of keep grip on the handlebars. I couldn't think of the word suddenly. I was like, but still keeps hold of the handlebars.
That's it. I'll just hop back down into the car.
Alrighty. Nathan, my love, you see another car coming up on you. And again, being the lovely mechanic of knowledge that you are, you can see that this is a flamethrower car.
Oh.
And has the ability, to light some stuff up and cause some combustible damage in the wrong hands. And this is within reach. So you see the driver of this one pull this like chain, and you see these flames like vroom, like shoot out in front of this car and aim right for the tanker in the back. And let me pull up their stats. So that probably does that hit? Tanker has. So that just hits. So the tanker has to try to avoid it. Does not avoid it. So the tanker, yeah, the tanker is going to take some serious fire damage. Oh, that did not roll great. That is 8 fire damage on the tanker. And you can see that the back of it's, looking a little rough right now. Not like you're in like bad shape, but like the little flame going on in the back of the tank.
You know the hit points of the tanker?
Do you all know the hit points of the tanker?
Just is like a general.
Yeah, so you know that the tanker has a total of 70 hit points.
Okay.
It's a beefy one, but it doesn't have an incredibly high AC. So that's that. And then you will see that the driver, for his action, is going to pull back just a little bit. It's still going to keep that like just flamethrower distance with the tanker. And that is their turn. So back to the top of the initiative. Tiny, you're up.
Ooh. He's just gonna be like a giant gleeful laugh and just be like he's gonna go straight at the other bike, try and take some swings.
Okay.
So using the bike's movement for try, I need to get up there.
Yeah.
Then he'll just swing away. But he'll swing with fire one again first. That was a little roll. 7 plus. It's a 14.
To the bike?
Bike. Well,
to the person.
The bike or the guy on the bike? Or do I have
Well,
to
which
choose?
one is it?
The guy on the bike. I would aim the guy.
Yeah, that just misses.
Okay. So then I'll just use a regular attack, which isn't going to hit. That's 10 to hit.
No, it misses.
I'm not using that dice anymore. I will use my haste action. Take another swing. And that one's 14 to hit.
Just misses.
Oh no.
No!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at you.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, those all miss. And like you just see like the biker like who like just like was barely holding on from that gust, just like like trying to just avoid what you're doing and like trying not to like absolutely eat it on this like rocky gravel that's like starting to show up along this edge here.
Tiny's defense, he has short arm.
Yeah.
Smarty guy.
Is that everything for your turn?
No, my target's in action. I want to.
Pup, you are up.
Okay. Is he doing a car action?
Oh, did you? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, because I forgot my car still gets an action.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, your car still gets an action.
Okay, then I will attack with car.
Okay.
Which is a melee attack. So no proficiency adders or anything? Straight roll?
No, it'll just be your car's attack.
Okay. 12.
It's gonna miss the car.
Okay, I tried. So now I'm done. That's all I got.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, then Pup, it's all you.
Okay. I'm going to come out of the car on top and question, how fast are we going?
They're like, you're going 30 feet in 6 seconds, which I don't know what that equates to in miles per hour. You're going like solid highway speed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the flamethrower is directly behind me?
Flamethrower is currently about, from your car, is about 55, 60 feet back.
Would I know if cars get reactions?
You would know, and no, cars do not get reactions.
Or I guess, deck stuff. Okay. Okay.
I mean, they can make saving throws. Like, cars can make saving throws, but they don't get reactions.
Okay. I'm going to...
So that was just one too many mechanics that I had to keep track of.
I know there's a lot going on right now. Okay.
I know, and I try to
Alright,
really simple this.
I'm gonna keep the car going as it is, and I'm gonna have my ballista that's on top fire at is Tiny still fighting this guy, right?
What? Which guy?
Like
Oh,
this,
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's still driving. He's the
Okay.
motorbike that is still up. He's still fighting that motorbike.
All right. I'm gonna have my ballista fire on that guy.
Okay.
It has a natural 1, so that doesn't hit.
No.
Okay. Scrap that. I'm hasted, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my hasted action. And fire my crossbow at the same target.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. No, 9. That doesn't hit either. Shoot.
Nope.
Okay. Okay, so it's my bonus action, my hasted action. I'm gonna use my other action. To yeah, why the freak not? Okay. I'm going to Dobber has like a catapult mechanism, right? Stop the car. Okay. She's going to pull out Chipmunk. And she's going to kind of caress Chipmunk and say, I believe in you. And she's going to put him in the catapult. And she's going to essentially magically imbue him and cast catapult with Chipmunk towards the car behind them.
Okay. The flamethrower car?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so choose an object weighing 1 to 5 pounds. That would be Chipmunk. Flies in a straight line up to 90 feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's in range.
Okay, so you need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Fingers crossed.
13.
You fail. Okay.
Oh no.
So on a failed save, the object strikes the target and stops moving. I think that means the object stops moving,
Okay.
not the car. And when it strikes something, you take 3d8. Ooh, that's good. So 19 damage. Bludgeoning damage.
Oh. Why?
That's a good roll.
That is a really
Yes.
good roll.
Chipmunk is gone forever.
He was a
And
martyr for a good cause.
as my car action, I'm going to look at Dobber and say, do you trust me?
Absolutely.
She's got the whip. She says, hang on! And she's going to slam on the brakes as hard as she can.
Okay.
Because, okay, wait, our car, she knows that our car is at least slightly bigger than this one, right?
Yeah, your car is meatier than the flamethrower. The
She's
flamethrower
ready.
just says
Okay.
flames.
It says flames.
Her whole life has led up to this moment, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yep. All right. I put a red dot to basically say car stop.
Heck yeah.
Okay. I love this so much. Alrighty. Yeah. All right. Pup, yeah. Okay, is that everything? right,
yes,
then
I believe so. I did like 20,000 things just now, so yes, we're good.
that would put Nathan up on deck.
What up, BB? All right. So the car next to us has stopped, and it's gonna like. It's safe to assume that the other car is gonna just hit them, right?
It's a large possibility. And you still have the grappler car currently like right butted up against the bumper
As I
of the
don't know
tank.
how I can get to. Like, how is the thing done? Because I swing a two-handed weapon, right?
Yeah, so you know, having lived on this tank, that this tanker also has a lot of like zip line is the wrong word, but like basically these like chain lines.
Yeah, okay.
So like you can like
just,
crawl across them, or
snap.
like you can crawl up and over. Like you have the ability to basically like maneuver up and over to like basically get yourself right up on the side of this. And currently this other car is within 5 feet. So like if you like hung on the side of it and gave it a swing, you could.
Yeah, but like it's a two-handed weapon. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, if you
Because-
wanted to like basically like hook yourself up
Because
to be
okay,
like
hear me
swinging.
out. We've done those kind of runs a lot, right? Nathan has been in desert and kind of chase kind of scenario, living with pirates and shit. Would he have thought of having like things that are like, you know, a zip, like you said, kind of a zip line around, right? Then you have like something that hooks you to the car.
Like a harness?
Yeah, but not necessarily the
I
whole
would-
thing, right? Just like a
No,
little
I would definitely believe
thing.
he's got himself like a little like jock harness situation,
Yeah.
like that
my
he could
gosh.
like hook his belt onto. Yeah, I could see it
kind
happening.
of thing. Okay, just so it doesn't like, oh, there was a rock. Then goodbye, Nathan. You're gone forever.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, certainly you are in a precarious situation of being exposed, you know, out on the outside of a tank,
problem
you know,
about
chained
that.
to it.
the problem about that. Then,
But yeah, I would totally believe that Nathan has like a like belt set up so that he can like basically
all
like
is well. I'm
like,
hop
hook
up,
onto the
hop
chain.
down on the other side because I was on the passenger side, right? I'm gonna go on the
Mhm.
other side from the top of the truck.
And then are you
Yes,
heading back
words
to
are
the bumper?
Yep, and then getting to the back and hooking myself so I don't just like fall like an idiot. Right? And I'm gonna swing that wrench real hard, trying to hit the mechanism of the grappling. You know, like the roll that
the like
is in
actual
front, just,
grappling like thing. Okay.
and to just like hit really hard, trying to just dent the shit. Oh, also I'm having a panic attack, therefore I'm raging.
I'm so
Excellent.
worried about Nathan.
Nathan
I know, I'm
lives on adrenaline. Okay.
I just wanna hug and be like, it's okay, babe. You're doing good.
So I'm gonna use my bonus to rage, and I can do reckless attack, right?
If your character says you can, then you can.
Yes. May first attack on your turn, you can decide to attack recklessly, giving you advantage on melee weapon attack roll using during this turn. Attack rolls against you have advantage until your next turn. And it triggers the little aura thingy. Giving myself
Okay.
3 temporary hit point, okay? Because no one's around me. But me. Yep. Time for the roll. My baby. Where's my action? It's so complicated. Okay, cool. $16 plus 7.
That hits.
Count.
It
It's
hits.
a D12 plus 4, and it's plus 2 when I rage, right? On my damage.
I believe so, yes. I think that's what it says.
So I didn't know that earlier, and then I.
Or is
saw
it a dice, or
fly
is it an
somewhere.
additional dice? I
Hmm?
thought- is it? There's some rages that have like an additional dice you roll for reckless, or am I thinking wrong?
Reckless just says I have advantage.
Okay.
From what I see, feature and trait, and which would it be? Class feature, rage, reckless.
Yes. I think it's just
Yeah,
advantage.
yeah, it's just advantage. See, I'm learning things about my character as well. Yeah, through that. That's it, and then the rage gives +2 damage, +2 for rage. All cleared up. Sorry for the wait, guys.
No worries.
A d12. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 damage total.
Whew.
First hit.
Alrighty.
Nice.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, you see that first go thunk, and you just see the like the grappling mechanism like joggle a little bit, and you can definitely see like whatever the like bolt soldering is on the one edge of it is like tearing up a little bit, but it's still attached. But you can definitely see it's like loose on one side.
Guess what?
We're
going again. I don't have advantage on that one. Oh no! That's 9.
No, that is a whiff.
No. Sad Nathan noise. That is it. I'm gonna stay there and be very sad about the fact that I missed my second hit.
Yeah, unfortunately, you did not quite make contact on that second one. You saw the driver noticing what you were doing and just like quickly like kind of like jostles the just enough so that you just like whiff it wide. Yeah, but I mean, you did some serious damage on that hit, so good on you. Anything else that you would like to do?
Can I come up to... No, I don't want to obstruct Baxter's shit. I'm gonna go on... No, I'm gonna stay there. Never mind. I'm staying there.
Okay. Alright, cool. Then next up is the grappler. And it does not like what you were trying to do to its grapple gun. So you watch it maneuver backwards again, right behind instead of being on the edge. And you see it will use the grappling mechanic again to try to grapple the tanker. So it will do... and I do think that is going to hit. Yep, that hits. So you see the grapple gun just go and gets right underneath the bottom of the bumper, center back. And you see the passenger who was running the grapple gun get up, and you see him take out like a small like little crossbow pistol sort of situation and aims Nathan right at you. Ooh, that's gonna be a 10 to hit.
Nah.
And just shoots wide.
You do have advantage on it.
Oh, that is right. I do have advantage of it. I forgot because you've gone reckless. That was a natural 2, so I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, so you just as the grapple comes in, you just jostles just a little bit and hits a little wide. And that is, thank you, and that is their turn. So you are still hanging on for dear life on this chain.
Oh, yeah.
The grappler is currently grappled with you, which means that it's making advantages on its rolls against you right now while it's grappled to you. So you can try to kick the grappling thing loose if you want to, but for now, the car is grappled. And you are all moving forward. The car has stopped. You're like whizzing past.
Not all of us are moving.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all moved up, but like you're whizzing past the car that stopped. Y'all are still kind of coming up. You're like coming up behind them. This car is just like, grrr. And then that's happening. Bike 1 is long gone. Bike 2 is here. And they are going to try to attack you, Tiny, on your bike again. So they're trying to attack bike to bike. That is a 3, so that is not going to attack. But you see the driver tries to ram you, and then the driver, you see, takes out like a knife and like tries to like stab you while driving. And that is going to be a 14 to hit.
That is a miss.
Okay, yeah. Tries to get your bike, tries to get your dagger, but just completely whiffs it. And that is the end of their turn. Dobber, you are up.
Okay. So I am going to, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to reach behind me at the bottom of my huge backpack, and I pull out what looks like a hose with like a pressure nozzle on it, and open it, and I'm gonna cast Tasha's Caustic Brew, which is a stream of acid, 39 feet and 5 foot wide. Ideally, if I could get the chain and the driver, that'd be awesome. But I don't know if that'll be enough, or I don't know what the distance is for that. But
right now, the car is like really close to the tanker, so it might just be a hair too close to get the chain and the driver without hitting also like the edge of the tanker.
Okay.
So like you'd be skirting a really tight line.
Just hit the. Yeah.
I mean, you could do it. Yeah, you could do it. It's just that you'd be skirting a real tight line.
Yeah. So you think I could do it without hitting the tanker?
I don't know. The dice will have to tell us.
No, dude, we've gone so far.
It's up to you,
Right.
Doug.
I'll just hit the driver then.
Okay.
Imagine we bring like acid
and
water.
The car, I don't know if the car takes damage or whatever. But it's
if you're spewing acid straight at this car, probably yes.
Okay. So the creature needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 10.
It's a fail.
Oh no.
So you are covered in acid. 2d4 acid damage, which I guess doesn't happen until the start of your turn. But it's the start of each of your turns, unless you take an action to wipe it off.
Oh, no.
So and that would be the car too, I guess. So it will continually do damage.
Yeah.
And
Oh no.
I am going to give myself a different injection to do a quickened spell, which is using 2 more of my sorcery points there. So it basically changes that to a bonus action, so that I can still use my action to cast a cantrip.
Oh my god.
And I whip out that same rope that I used on the boulder, and I lash it out at the guy, the driver, who needs to make a strength saving throw.
Dang, that's a cantrip? That's
yeah,
wild.
lightning lure.
Alright, we out here.
I rolled a natural 3, so even with my plus, I don't think I'm making it. Okay,
So,
what am I
if
doing?
they
What's happening to
fail-
me now?
He is pulled up to 10 feet toward me. So I'm basically ripping him out of the car and dropping him on the ground, as he also takes 2d8 lightning damage.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Cantrip, by the way.
I know, that's what I'm like. It's a cantrip.
8 damage.
Cool. Yeah,
It's a
and this
cantrip
just-
that is just especially useful in this scenario.
Yeah, as
It
we're moving.
really-
Yeah.
like you see this guy like driving, like trying to like keep the grapple because he's got his guy with the grappler. He's like, haha, I managed to maneuver out of this like big guy with the wrench, and you just see him turn his head towards you as they're like driving past you, and you just like make eye contact, and in that moment it's just like acid like gets all over him, and he's like, what's happening? And then he just feels himself getting like wrapped and yanked through the passenger side of this car and just gets yanked out into the street as the car keeps going.
Yeeted, if you will.
Yeah.
And this guy is just totally bewildered, like, what the heck just happened? And his poor guy up there, like, managing the grappler is just like, oh no! Like, there's no driver.
If you're here and I'm there,
Yeah.
he's driving.
And the great thing is that you were at a dead stop, so he's still grappled to the truck and he's still going. So it's like, whoom, and he just sees his friend just like go past him. Cool, excellent, great. I did not know it was gonna be this when I made this.
Welcome to DMing.
Yeah, and with that, as that happens, the flamethrower guy, seeing, not quite realizing that you have come to a dead stop.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh no. Oh,
Yes,
no.
ma'am.
Proper rear ends you at speed because he rolled a 2 for his perception check to notice if he should slow down or not. So his car rams directly into your car, which is technically like y'all are gonna be now like figuring out who's gonna take more damage here.
Yeah.
So I would like to, for both of us, because I didn't think this through, let's just both roll strength checks on our cars and see who will
The
win
Hot
this.
Wheel bag.
I got a natural 1, so.
Oh, then I won that because I rolled a 6.
Okay.
So
Got a
that
5.
is going to, that's just going to be like bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, because my attacks are bludgeoning damage.
Yeah. Right, then it's gonna be. All right. Ooh, 8. So that's gonna be 8 points of damage for your car.
Okay.
And then they are going to half damage on that for theirs because I'm making this up as I go. Because I did not consider this using your car literally to just like rear end someone. So that's gonna be great.
Indie style.
Yeah, and so ramming straight into the car, they get quite upset by this because they didn't stop and they hit.
I'm gonna need your insurance.
They are going to use the fire of that flamethrower right on in direct contact with you all because you're right there. So I'm going to need, since the car is stopped, I'm going to need both of you inside to roll a dex save.
$13.
I have advantage, right? Because I'm hasted.
Yes.
For dex saves? Yeah.
Mhm.
It's good. It's better. It's only a 12.
Well, both of you failed. The problem is I rolled real shitty on this fire damage. So you both take the full 3 points of fire damage.
Okay.
As the car takes the majority of this hit, and you all just feel a little bit of the lick of flames coming through the windows. And poor boy on the ground also has to do his save because he got pulled towards y'all, and also fails. And the driver is wrecked by his own people. And so the driver is dead. The one you like pulled out, like he's like burning
into
with
the
acid.
flame.
Yeah, you pulled him right into the flame. He's literally like, as he's already got the acid and everything else, and then just dunk right into the car, and then boom, flame. Like it's like the concussive force of getting hit, and then the flames come immediately out and just wreck him.
A terrible, horrible, no good day.
Very bad day. Yeah, and that's it. That's everything. Tiny, you are up. You are currently in a car that has stopped. Just got a good rear ending. And you just like watch those flames go right past your face.
Quick question: how much does our car HP like have?
It should be on Cody's
We had
thing, but
60 minus 8, so we're at 52.
Oh, okay, so it's still in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a really sturdy car.
She's thick.
Some of these cars are not thick, but some of these cars are thick.
My
Okay.
car's not thick.
Yeah,
Cool.
you got high decks, but you is not thick.
All right, cool.
So whose turn is it?
We are at the top of the round, so that's gonna be
So it's
Tiny.
mine. Okay. All right. Nakarada, you did wonderfully at making all that up on the fly, and so I am going to tax you again.
Okay.
After missing all those attacks and being very upset, my wild eye is going to flick furiously, looking around to see who is paying attention, and I don't think it's anybody. I am going to officially cast a spell.
Ooh. Okay.
None of us have really cast spells yet, so I don't have to lose a hit point, right?
Yes. For every
Okay.
spell level is equal to the hit point. So
Okay.
first level spells is 1 hit point. Second level spells is 2 hit points.
I took one of the most useless spells in D&D, but I think it is particularly perfect for
Okay.
this scenario.
Give it to me. Give
I
it
am
to me.
casting Tensor's Floating Disc,
Okay.
and I would like to do it in the open space 5 feet in front of the guy on the bike. And it creates
I think I know where you're going. Uh-huh.
It creates a horizontal plane of force 3 feet in diameter and 1 inch thick. It floats 3 feet above the ground. It's immobile while I'm within 20 feet of it.
Okay.
So basically, I just cast a movable object directly in front of him, and we'll see what happens.
Ow. Ouch.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that this only holds up 500 pounds. It doesn't say how destructible it is, but it holds up 500 pounds before.
I would imagine an 8-pound head may not be a high challenge for this thing.
Just
Hey,
wanted to
Pop.
put that out there.
Hey, Pup, ever seen a guy beheaded by a frisbee?
And it's just like spherical force, and it's only 1 inch thick. So, like,
Yeah. It's like
none of us is probably going to see this.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, so that was your action.
That was my action.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Today we chose violence.
Doug, I just want to take this moment to be like, I didn't realize what it was like. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else, Tiny, that you want to do right now?
Oh, that's my action. Which I don't have bonus actions, but I have a hasted action. So,
And you still have your car movement as well. Like your car can still do things too.
is there anybody left? I want to let him play out and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will slow down to the flame car and
Okay.
get inside it. Because that's within range. And then I'll take a swing. Is the guy still on or that's the grapple car, right? So the flame car, they have one person or two.
Were you going for the grapple car or the flame car?
I'm going for the flame car.
Flame
That's
car currently just has one driver who pulls a chain to make the flamethrowers happen.
All right, I want to see if I can swing my battle axe at the front windshield.
Okay.
I can hit it. So that last one really did a number on me. It's a 9. 16?
Hold on, let me pull up the flamethrower real fast. That is his armor class. So yeah, if you want to hit that windshield, go for it.
Very much. 7 plus 4. So 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
that's it. I'm done.
you really wrecked that car up pretty good. Yeah, okay. Pup, you're up. No, yeah, Pup, you're up. Pup, you're up. I love that.
Okay. So, the windshield is open and I can see the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So, I want to pull out my... I'm going to look at Dobber and say, ooh, me too, me too. And she's going to pull out that paintball gun that she pulled out earlier that has the that green liquid in it. And she's gonna pump it and shoot the guy and cast Tasha's Caustic Brew and shoot acid at this guy.
So what am I rolling again?
Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna do first level. So it's 30 feet in a line, 5 feet wide. Dex saving throw.
Okay. I rolled a 7.
Yeah, no. So yeah, so
Okay.
you have to use your action if you want to take the acid off.
Mm-hmm.
But you are covered in acid and you will take 2d4 acid damage at the start of each of your turns. But I don't think you take any right now. Is that right?
No, it sounds like it's once my turn starts, we'll deal with it. But that's just like you just see like the shatter of the windshield as it like blows open, and then just like this cute little green hair like come popping up and just acid is like all over this guy's face.
Yeah.
Nightmare super soaker.
Yes. So it's called the acid soaker. Okay. And my turret is still on our car. My turret is going to shoot fire at him. That's a natural 20.
Okay, yep, that hits.
Now, with natural 20s, do you like take the roll and then double that roll, or do you?
Yeah, we usually we do the roll and then double it, as opposed to like doubling
the
dice.
total of the roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that's 8, so 16 damage with my ballista, and I'm hasty, so I'm gonna just
before you go on, as you came with that acid, and just like he just starts to get the process of clearing his face, and as he's got one eye clear, he just sees this like ballistic just jump right into like sitting like right on his like chest, and just goes. And like him and his car just don't exist anymore.
Well, as Pup, you're saying he's dead.
Yes.
She, however, would like to use her hasted action to pull out her crossbow and shoot his dead body.
Valid.
Yes. Valid. Yes. 100% yes. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm still gonna make you roll to hit though, because I still need that emotional component of the roll.
Okay, wait. Let's see.
Obviously, his AC wasn't what it used to be.
11.
It doesn't get like a beautiful center hit like you were hoping for. It kind of like he was already starting to slump, so it like hits like this, and his head just like falls. like leaning on the bolt that like hit him in the shoulder. You just see this like mangled body just like.
She just does that, and she looks at him, and he slumps her, and she says, "Good night." And she'll take her car action to slowly drive away.
So sweet, singing him a lullaby.
Y'all are are just terrifying people, and I love you all so much.
So yeah, I will use the car action to try and catch up as far as I can with the tanker.
Yeah, you can use that to like get ahead a little bit, so that'll be y'all up a little bit ahead again. The tanker is still probably going to be further ahead of you at this point, but y'all can start catching up. And you're back there with the car that is no longer running. You're wrecking me. Nathan, you are up.
I saw all of this, and he's terrified. He's just like, what is wrong with them? You know? But still got a problem at hand. I'm gonna try to unhook the grapple from the tanker.
Sounds good. If you can make for me either a strength, either an acrobatics or athletics check.
Athletics checks. And I'm still raging, so I have advantage on strength checks. And I lost one of my dice, so I'll have to roll the same one twice.
That's fine.
It's either a 17 or a 10. So 17 plus 7.
Yeah, that definitely gets the Jesus. That definitely gets the grappler detached from the tank. And the grappler doesn't have a driver right now at the moment. So this car, the minute
I don't think this
car
could have
gets
went any better.
detached, it could not have. You immediately see this car just like whoa, 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 like it's immediately just like, because the grapple was the only thing that was keeping this car like straight and forward, and now it's just like you just see this car like floating wild. It hasn't like gotten rid of it yet, but like it's quickly decelerating because it's detached from the tanker.
I will worriedly wave to it because that's what Pup did, and just like, is that what? Okay, and he's just gonna go towards his door again.
And just like start heading back up.
Yep.
Yeah, so this car is currently like flapping in the breeze as you've managed to detach it quite adeptly. So the grapple car is up now without a driver. The guy on the grappler panics and immediately drops down into the driver's seat to try to get a hold of the steering wheel and does not do a great job at it. So he actually spins out just a little bit and is currently kind of like sliding backwards a little bit further, but does now have access to this car again, and uses his action to kind of like right the ship again, and so he uses the car action to try to get back up again, but now he can't use the grappler because he can't do both from where he is, but he starts to try to drive back up again.
Which, for what it's worth, the car takes 6 acid damage.
Actually, that
covered
doesn't.
in acid.
It does actually make a difference here.
No.
Oh no! The
car had 6 hit points left. Yeah. So you see this guy like, oh shoot! He gets in there. He's like super solid. Like gets like he like his hand into like the steering wheel and is able to like right the car again. And he's looking super badass. But you just suddenly see like the acid is just like along that side and catches the tire, and you just see him go, oh no, and just goes and careens 120 feet to his imminent death as this car blows the tire from the acid and just spirals out. I forgot that it still had acid damage, and it is no more. All that's left at this point is this one motorcyclist
about to get hit by a frisbee.
Yeah, because that is now his go. And him, like, it's really thin, so he doesn't see it floating in front of him.
Oh my gosh, that's actually terrifying.
Yeah,
that is.
She's gonna.
And he guns it, thinking that he can get to this plow card, like mess with it, not realizing that the other guy has spun out. And how do I do decapitation damage?
Slicing.
I guess
it's all up to you.
Slashing damage?
Yeah.
I'm gonna at least give him a chance to survive. Like he can see the shimmer like at the last possible second.
Oh no. He doesn't. He doesn't. This has to be
I roll a
anime
natural-
style.
Oh, this is so
I roll
good.
a natural
Oh,
one to try to
man.
like, get him to tug his head, and he just like goes through, and he goes through it, and he keeps driving, and then the motorcycle slowly starts to slow down a little bit.
Imagine
And then-
a world.
And then
fan
you
art.
just see
Oh
see
my
like the
gosh.
slow realization as the top and bottom are detached.
Oh.
I did not plan for this. Well, you've taken out all the cars. Okay, whew, I'm okay. Yeah, so you took us on this this ridge and show him what's for. And you're out of combat now. So yeah.
Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead and you are all still upright. Cool, great, yeah. I'm taking a minute to like get my thoughts together. So you all did amazing and they are no more. And so you keep on driving and you make it back to New Legacy. The tanker and you all looking a little rough, but the tanker's intact. You didn't get a leak. Nothing bad happened. Your parked car, like, you were riding on a, like, partially broken axle for this entire time.
Yeah.
I just need to point out that I kept rolling rolls to, like, see if your car was gonna, like, not break on you. And
Neither
it
me
just-
or Pup even knows what that means.
Yeah, and that's why you're getting all that rattling. But you were just managing to, like, this car was just managing to keep the axle together this whole time.
That's amazing.
But you make it back into town. And Rose is there at the gate, like, it's dark now, and Rose is pissed because she was expecting you home earlier. Like, you are late, and she was worried. So, like, she's mad because she was worried. But she's at the gate. She's at the gate now, and she's like, "Oh, darlings, I'm so happy to see you. If you're ever late again, I will kick you in the face. So don't ever be late again. Thank you. Get the rig inside. Thank you." And she's just like quickly like ushering him
My
in.
shoulder.
Oh, wait just a second. And I'm gonna run to the tanker and see if the lady's awake.
True.
Oh yeah.
So she sees you run into the tanker, and Rose is gonna follow you because she's just like, "What's going on?" You see that this girl slept through whatever it was y'all were doing out there on the road. But Pup, as you lean forward, you see her slowly open her eyes. And her eyes are completely white. Like, there is no iris, no pupil, no nothing. Just
Wow.
completely white eyes.
Like,
Oh,
Mommy, we picked up a stray.
Oh, you picked up a stray now. And she like comes in next to you, Pup, to like see this girl, and she just like immediately gasps when she sees this young woman's eyes. "Oh, what is your name, darling?" And you can see that she's like not quite understanding what's being said to her. Like, this language is hard for her to understand. And you hear her very quietly like start to try to say a word, but she can't say it. She doesn't have the word for it. But she looks at you, Pup, when she's trying to say her name.
does she say a word?
But she's just like looking at you and like trying to mouth a word. But she's looking at you trying to say a name.
Pup. Hungry?
And she just nods because you're nodding.
Okay, so she nods, and Pup is going to pull out the food she found at the camp,
Oh no.
and she's going to use her magical tinkering ability on the food so that she's gonna pull it out, and I'm assuming it smells horrible.
It smells ripe. It smells like this
Okay.
should have been refrigerated if there
She's
was
gonna-
such a thing as just
she's gonna
regular,
kinda-
or at least salted. This should have been at least salted, and it was neither of those things.
She's gonna kind of turn her back and pull it out. and sniff it, and she's gonna use her magical tinkering ability to make it smell delicious.
Okay. She just like nods as you're like bringing it to her mouth, and just keeps nodding, not understanding what it is you're trying to do for her.
And I'll just look at Rose and say, I don't know. I think she's maybe a ghost. I don't know.
Well, she's a very lively ghost, if ever I saw one. And you see that she immediately like comes to like foster this child up. And as she does so, Pup, if you can make another perception check for me.
Ooh. Okay, 17.
You notice that Rose always wears gloves. She always wears them. She's always like has her gloves on, ready for action. But you notice that part of her glove has been folded up a little bit when she was trying to go to get this kid, and you see something on her hand.
Well, being Pup, she would just like grab it and like move it down.
You pull it forward and you see that there are 2 moons on her hand that are in like a tessellation pattern on her hand.
And Pup will just grab the other girl's hand and like show it to Rose and be like, "Do you know her?"
And Rose suddenly goes completely silent when she sees this tattoo. And the young woman, her eyes look down and see the moon tattoos. And in that moment, her eyes brighten, like go like there's light inside of them, and they go vroom. And this big voice, like out of nowhere from this child, says, "It has begun." And that's where we'll leave it.
Oh. Can't do a cliffhanger on the one shot. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I can. I can do whatever I want. It's my
It just
one shot.
became a 2-shot.
Yeah, she just volunteered for another session. That's what just
I did
happened.
not.
That's right.
Well, obviously not watched all of her one-shots, because that's typically how they end.
I hate this. I hate it here.
But yeah, like that was the race to new legacy, and you made it. Congratulations!
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I was very thank you so much for coming on this ride with me, because I was very nervous and excited.
That was a blast.
That was so much fun.
Good. I'm glad. And I hope the driving mechanics are fun. I was trying to make them dumb and ridiculous and wonderful, so
Great.
I appreciate all that. But thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. And thank you for coming and seeing my one shot. I hope you liked it. I really just kind of made it up on the fly there for a minute, because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready for all the nuance that is DMing. Doug, thank you for being a wonderful mentor of DMing, just like being a good role model. And thank you, Cody, as well, for giving me a lot of insight and like just like you can do it attitude. Well, I have not DM'd more than once in my life, so I was very nervous. I appreciate it. And of course, obviously having Danny and Fran as just like amazing as support and friends, I could not ask for anything better. So thank you all so much. Would you like me to do Cody, would you like me to do a shout out?
Sure.
Okay, so for those who don't know, the Wayfarer dice, the like dice makers that we constantly are like praising and how much we love their dice. Wayfarer Dice played with us tonight, and I really hope you'll go and see the shop and like purchase the dice, because they're beautiful. And yeah, like I was even rolling with these dice tonight. Now, granted, they were hurting me. They wanted to watch me suffer, but they're absolutely.
They know.
Look at the
they know
result.
I was playing tonight. Okay.
They were like, no, I refuse to hurt. I refuse to hurt. So definitely check them out. I know that we post about them on our socials, and like Wayfarer Dice is on Instagram and on Etsy, and we'll make sure that like it's in our Discord as well, so you can grab the links. But yeah, thank you so much. I had a blast.
For having me.
Um,
Y'all are so great.
Oh, thank you. Yes, Doug.
Yeah. One last, I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but next week, Danny will be DMing part of a 2-part series.
That start next week?
December
That was
6th.
The schedule. Yeah.
My calendar's broke. I thought I still had 2 weeks. Crap. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Surprise.
All right.
So Danny will be DMing, and it'll actually be Everwind characters in like a two-shot, like a two-part mini arc that he will be DMing called The Search for Stoic, and it is a high-level little miniature arc, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm really excited. I'm very excited.
I am so pumped for this.
Trying to figure out how I'm going to multi-class this around. It's going to be great.
Chaotic.
Yeah, so definitely check it out. We're going to have more one-shots through until the new year once we start Arc 2. Again, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much, Fran and Cody, for coming and joining and hanging out with us. Fran, it was a pleasure to see you again. It's sad to see you not as Lopi. Cody, please come back. I love playing with you. Pup is amazing, and I have to see Pup again. She's amazing.
Thanks for having me. It was a blast. Really.
All right. Have a good night. Be safe. Get in trouble. And we'll see you soon. So good night, friends. Bye.